Answer the question nobody likes to say out loud. How hard do you push when your stars are nursing injuries? And how much can you risk before the playoffs even start?
You can't just shut these guys down till the postseason. Their first action of basketball from where we sit right now can't be in the NBA playoffs. I don't believe that. You're not going to make it out of the first round. You're not going to be ready.
But if they're not ready to play because of injury, let's just say that they're not fully healthy and they tweak something again that last game when the Thunder and the Spurs are not playing for anything, so they don't have guys out there.
Yeah.
Then we're sitting here saying, damn, we're really concerned now. I don't want to sit them, but I have no choice.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Now is the best time to buy. Get ahead of the competition and get the deal you want on the home you really want. Maximize your savings with lowest rate for life, and if the market does improve, we can save you money without any additional lender fees or appraisal fees. We're here for you today and tomorrow and celebrating 30 years of helping homeowners with expanded approvals, low rates, credit improvements, and more. Call U.S. Mortgages at 303-LOW-RATE.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Max HELOC is a game changer and can lower your bill significantly without affecting your current loan. How much savings depends on your unique situation, but you could borrow $250,000 with a payment option as low as $495 a month. Consolidate your debts and make life a lot easier. We make it easy to save, and you don't need perfect credit either. U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all, 303-LOW-RATE.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is ICE. ICE. Text ICE to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's ICE to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
Denver Sports 1043 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Monday, April 6th, hanging out with Mr. Phillip Lindsay. What up, Phil? Woo! What are you laughing at?
Why are you cheesing so like ear to ear, man? Smiling, man. What's going on?
No, I just got a text. I just got a text from my buddy who I ended up sitting with for a few innings.
Oh, okay.
Philly Nick. Shout out Philly Nick.
Shout out.
Nick from Philly, who's a Phillies fan. So I'm sitting there with a Phillies fan who's my buddy. He's one of my first
trader.
One of the first people I ever met when I moved to Denver.
Oh, okay. Right.
And he my man, so I got to give him a shout out. My man caught a foul ball.
Did he?
I'm sitting right next to him, and we're sitting in section, at this time it was section 118.
Yeah.
And, ball comes up. I can't see it. Sun is still high in the sky, and what a sickening feeling when everyone around you is reacting to a ball that's coming your way, and you look up and can't see it because the sun is so bright. So what did I do?
Put your hands in the air.
No, turtled. Just straight turtle. I'm like, I have no idea where this ball's coming from. And my man Nick caught the ball with one hand.
So no glove?
No.
Okay, just
hand. No. Yeah, this is an adult. Yeah, he's not going to the ballpark with the glove on. Yeah, my man ball hit
I would go to the ballpark with the glove on if I know I'm going to catch something.
Well, honestly, you're right, and we're right on the first baseline. So there was like prime, foul ball territory. Yeah. There's no question about it.
Say he's a grown man.
And dude, had he not caught the ball, I think it would have hit me. I'm dead serious. I think it would have hit me. It pounded off the second deck. Yeah. But it didn't make it far enough to get into the crowd, so it banged off the little, it was like a sign or whatever, and came coming down right on me. And my man reached up and snatched that thing. The whole section is going crazy.
So he saved you.
He saved me. We'll go with that.
I'm not shouting him out anymore. That's what you needed. You needed that. Just right there in the noggin, man. Right there for leaving me out to dry.
Oh
out
my
there
gosh.
in the damn cold.
Sorry about that.
Shout out Philly.
Had a great time. Had a great time at the game. Shout out my guy Philly Nick. So a couple other things from the day I'll share with you throughout the afternoon. But the Denver Nuggets, man, they won their biggest game of the season. Phil, what? That was Ali Frazier. That was a heavyweight fight between two of the best teams in the NBA. I think two of the four teams that can win the NBA championship.
No doubt.
In addition to the Thunder and the Boston Celtics. And that's just me right now. It was a heavyweight fight. It was blow for blow. Game goes into overtime. Two of the four teams I can think win the championship, but two of the four greatest players in the world right now going toe-to-toe in the center of the ring for 12 rounds plus some with some free basketball. Man, how fun was that?
Man, it was exciting. It was exhilarating. There you go. You see that word I just used?
I heard it. I'm right here with you.
And everybody else, right? No, it was fun to watch, man. It was back and forth, and it's like, damn. At one point, it's like, are the Spurs getting ready to pull away? And then there you go. The Nuggets start chipping away at it. And Jokic, all right, with that supercomputer brain of his, is just diagnosing everything that's going on, finding ways to get the ball over Wemby's wingspan, just like I do you, Z. Unbelievable, right?
Dude, this dude Wemby is so long, but the way that Jokic, and it took him a while. It took playing against Wemby a couple times. Playing against Wemby is the only time in a game winning scenario where there's seconds left and you need to get a shot off where the Nuggets haven't literally gotten a shot off. And it was because of Wemby's length in his rookie season. I think it was his rookie season. Might have been his second season a year ago. But Jokic is he's such a different creature. Even in the land of giants that is the NBA, he's such a different creature. That's why his nickname's the Alien, right?
Man.
But once it's downloaded, it's like, okay,
Well, Jokic doesn't fear Wemby.
No.
Jokic just goes at him, and that's exactly what he did. He said, all right, I'm going to find ways, all right, to go at him, whether I have to move to the side, do what I have to do, get the ball over his hands as fast as possible. But, man, Jokic was on one. He was finding ways all damn day. And then, of course, the supporting cast. Z.
Oh, my gosh.
That right there is what excites me the most.
Yep.
CB, Cam Johnson, AG finally woke up and said, hey, look, I had some WD-40. I'm good now. My knees are feeling good. My joints are feeling good. I'm going to do my part. And everybody had a point in that game where they made a big-time play. And that's what you need if you're going to win a championship. And that's what you need moving forward. It can't just be the Jamal Murray and Jokic show.
Correct.
It needs to be CB at times in that corner where it's like, hey, I have the confidence. I'm going to let that thing fly.
How good was that to see?
Oh, man. My
Come
question,
on.
actually, you know what? Let me ask you the question right now. Why all of a sudden now for CBZ? Why did he decide that today was the day where I'm just going to take a bunch of shots with confidence?
You want to know why? Because this was the first time this whole season on Saturday. It was the first time the whole season where he was guarded the way that he will be guarded in the postseason. Now, they oftentimes will have him be like the weakest link, and they'll choose to pick the lesser of two evils and let CB shoot. But what we saw on Saturday against San Antonio was different. It's what's coming in 2 weeks, where they completely are off of him, say, we dare you. And so if you don't take threes, you can't play. You can't be on the floor. And so the fact that he met the moment, all right, in a style that is going to be almost ever present starting here in 2 weeks, it was super encouraging. And you want to know what else was encouraging as well within this conversation? He missed his first two.
He did.
He missed his first two. So to stick with it and ultimately take a career high 11 threes, I think is meaningful from a scouting report standpoint, but also just a confidence standpoint, because these teams, whoever they match up with in the first round, we'll talk about it, but whoever they match up with, I can promise you they are going to play the percentage game. And Christian Braun has not, he's had a terrible year from three.
He has.
And so even if you see a game where he's capable of making, 5 on the scouting report, they're going to say it's 31% for the year. And we are going to play the percentages over a 7-game series. So it was good that he was able to step up in that moment, because that was no ordinary win on Saturday.
And you know what? With him hitting those threes, he spaced the floor out,
Totally.
giving Jokic that opportunity to get 10 toes down in the paint so that he can do his part, whether it's to kick it back out to Cam Johnson or CB, or to just eat up Wemby and find ways to get that ball through the net. So it was a fun game, Z, and we know this is something that could be in store for us in the postseason. So it was great that Jokic was able to get this game in with Wemby. It was great that the Denver Nuggets as a whole, the starting five, because I do believe right now with Payton Watson dealing with the hamstring, the starting five is going to have CB in it.
Yeah.
So all the starters were on that court together,
Yep.
building that chemistry. You only got 4 games left.
Yep, and it was so good to see, because we talked about this with the remaining schedule. There's really only, and I do believe this is the way that's going to play out, there was only one litmus test game left on the schedule, and it was on Saturday.
Yeah.
I don't believe you're going to see the Spurs play their frontline guys at the end of the year. I don't think you're going to see OKC in Game 81 play their frontline guys, and that's part of what the Nuggets did on Saturday, is they hurt the Spurs' chances of being the 1 seed. So chances are they're just going to settle in there at 1 and 2, not play their guys. So, man, that was a gut check game, though, because I remember it was a few weeks ago saying this team has a toughness problem. That was a tough win on Saturday that took grit and resilience. And this is why when I sort of not that it's like a coined phrase, but it's something that I go to a lot, a phrase that I've used through my entire broadcasting career, the accumulation of scars.
Yes.
This is why the Spurs aren't going to win the championship this year.
CZ, that's all I had in my head as I'm watching the game, and the Nuggets are pulling this off, and AG gets the layup to tie it up at 124 apiece, and then you go into overtime, and the Nuggets win the game. It's like, ZB's right. This Spurs team who's young, hungry, and dangerous.
It's a process,
like
yes.
Sean Payton would love to say,
Yep.
They don't have enough experience to win it all.
Nope. NBA history says it's a climb. It doesn't matter if you're LeBron or Jordan or like Shaq and Kobe. It's a climb, and the Spurs are trying to get to the summit of a mountain that they've never climbed before, and NBA history says it just doesn't work like that at this stage in the process. Now, let me just piggyback on what I just said, and I mentioned this last year to you. That group's going to win a championship.
See, there was some bad boys, man.
That group will win a championship. That coach, Devin Vassell, Stephen Castle, Victor Wembanyama, Champagne, like those guys, their time is coming, but their time is not now. And Saturday gave hope that beyond a regular season feel-good win, gave hope that they can still do this. And so I can't wait to get back into this conversation. I have so much more thoughts on this game. I know you do too. We'll put a pin in it and get back to it at the top of the hour. But in the meantime, the Avalanche took another step in exercising a demon over the weekend. We'll get to it next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. On behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, guys, low testosterone, it's a real issue for a lot of men. And the tricky part is it kind of sneaks up on you. In your early to mid-30s, your testosterone drops 2 to 3% every year. But before you know it, you just don't feel like that same guy you used to be, all right? Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, guys, they're experts. They've treated tens of thousands of men across Colorado for nearly a decade, and now they're doing even more. Check this out. Along with low-T treatment, they're offering 4 targeted body composition programs featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, PDA, and more, designed to help men lose weight, support metabolism, and improve performance in the gym. Go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. Take the low-T quiz, 10 questions, takes 2 minutes or less. But from there, you can schedule a consult. They'll draw your blood. They'll review the results in about 30 minutes. All right, the visit is just $99. And if you start treatment that same day, your appointment is free. All right, so call them at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to CarShield.com. That's CarShield.com today.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Stoker from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Through April, when you install a new cold climate heat pump system with my team at ROX, you get a free whole home water filtration system. How about that? Cleaner air, cleaner water. That's a winning combination. Upgrade your home's comfort and take advantage of this huge offer while it lasts, but only from my team, ROX Rocks Heating and Air. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair. ROX Rocks Heating and Air.
When the Nuggets are knocking down threes, you score too. If Denver hits 15 or more three-pointers, you score a free 28-ounce Gatorade Lower Sugar the very next day at your friendly King Soopers. Gatorade Lower Sugar is scientifically formulated with Gatorade's #1 proven electrolyte blend and has 75% less sugar than Gatorade Thirst Quencher and no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or colors. Big shots deserve next-level hydration. Only at King Soopers.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Where will you find her perfect engagement ring?
There's only one fine jeweler in Denver with all the world's top bridal designers. I'm Dylan Williams.
And I'm Shayna Williams from Williams Jewelers. Only here in our Bridal Design Gallery will you find Gabriel & Company, A. Jaffe, Hearts on Fire, and the legendary Tacori.
Thousands of diamond engagement rings from every style and every price range.
If it's on her Pinterest page, it's here.
Add to that our famous Williams Jewelers Diamond Bar with almost every size, shape, and price range diamond.
And our expert diamond professionals will help you put it all together perfectly.
At the guaranteed best price in Colorado. We even have flexible payment terms for qualified buyers, so you can do this today.
That's why more couples say, will you, with Williams.
Where Colorado shines.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
The official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. Williams Jewelers, where Colorado shines.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in? Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast to protect your property and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
Spring dust, pollen, and debris clog Denver's ACs. Fix It 24/7 Spring AC Deep Clean removes buildup. First-time customers pay $39. Look now at fixmyhome.com before summer heat hits.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
The Avalanche took another step in exercising a demon over the weekend. You know, some games just mean more. Some games just mean more. And you can look at the Nuggets-Spurs game.
Yep.
Which, you know, don't tell Adelman that. You know, after the game, he's like, the Utah win counts the same. And I'm like, dude, how are your lack of awareness that you think what you just went through, an overtime win over the Spurs, is the same as beating the tanking Jazz?
He's trying to play cool guy. He's trying to be that coach that, like, hey, look, every game matters. Every game matters. Whether you're going against a tanking team or a team that can win it all, you have to have that same mentality. He's just trying to get his boys going.
See? Like, the game's over, dude. Like, you can tell us. Like, this isn't like just, anyway. But obviously, anytime the Avs lock horns with the Stars, it just means more. And to have that 2-0 victory on Saturday and be the first team in the NHL to 50 wins for the third time in the history of the franchise and do it against Dallas, and basically, like, this thing's in a vice grip. You know, for whether you're talking about the President's Trophy, you know,
the Central Division,
the Central Division, the Western Conference, like that's what, you know, it's probably been in that anyway, but now it's even more so after what happened on Saturday.
It was like the finishing touches. Although last night they could have definitely just like secured it where the guys are feeling good, and maybe some of the guys don't even play the couple games down the line. And probably my guessing is some of the guys like Nate Dogg may not play later on here.
I agree.
But when it comes to Dallas Stars and being able to beat them, it's just that ultimate, all right, we're here. We had that last pre-test before we have to probably play them in the playoffs.
Yep.
We win this game, and now we move on. Guys stayed healthy. We were able to find a way to gut it out with a nasty, muddy, kind of dirty game, which you did. You ended up with the 2 goals, an empty netter, and then was able to find one from Marty Netchis.
Yep.
Or your boy, Marty Party.
Unbelievable, and a great setup pass as well.
Man, Lecky across ice, you know, and Netchis doing the rest. Like, that's what you want to see before the real show begins, and that's the playoffs. But yeah, it started with just finding a way to beat the Stars. The Avs were able to do that. They're feeling good about themselves, and now you move on to the next. All right, the Blues were supposed to be a team that you win to finish it off. But I will say this about the Blues: they're still fighting for a spot.
I was gonna say they're desperate. They're desperate, and this was that's why, like, I am so not even worried about the loss last night. It was the second night of a back-to-back. All right, you just won this emotional game on the road in Dallas. There's a natural human letdown hangover, but also just the physicality of playing on the second night of a back-to-back. You could clearly tell, that St. Louis was skating harder, and then the Avs' legs, as the game continued to go on, particularly in the third period, it just became more and more glaring. That was just a team that was more spry and just more hungry for a win to keep their playoff hopes alive.
Scott Wedgwood, a.k.a. Wedgie, Z.
This dude,
Are we
man.
good? Are we all good? Is he in between the pipes come postseason?
It has to be. Any other answer at this point is the wrong answer.
I mean, if you are still scratching your head or wondering, man, maybe this is Blackwood Wedgie until the end, it's not. Like, the writing is on the wall. All right, Scott Wedgwood, for 4 straight games against the Dallas Stars, has been in between the pipes. All right, the first game of the year, yes, he had to go in there and start because Blackwood was hurt. Then Blackwood comes back, doesn't do a great job, gets pulled. Wedgie has to go in between the pipes, stands on his head. Every game that Wedgwood has been a part of has either been a win or a shootout. So it's been one of these things where you want that guy in between the pipes. You want that guy going into the postseason with confidence, and that's exactly what Bednar has done. So why wouldn't he be in there between them damn pipes when come postseason?
He will be.
It's there.
Barring something crazy happening, because there's still 6 games. So there does exist a scenario, obviously, and I know you know this, that maybe Wedgwood gives up 5 goals in his next start and 4 in but we just don't foresee that happening.
No.
So, yeah, for right now, co-sign everything that you just said. Let's not make this more complicated than it is. And so in another big game against Dallas, Wedgwood is trusted between the pipes. You can't give up less goals than 0. It's impossible. This isn't golf. It's not like you can, run your score further and further under par like this. No, you can't. And he gave up 0 in another big moment, in another game against Dallas that he was entrusted to. So, yeah, it's pretty academic at this point. Now, they're going to play Blackwood in the playoffs. I'd be very surprised if they don't. You just hope that somewhere over these last 6 games of the year and somewhere in the first round, when hopefully the Avs are dominant, Blackwood can build back up some of that confidence.
You think that's what it is with Blackwood, is just the confidence is not there? It seems like he's forcing things. He's launching at some of these guys instead of just sitting there and finding a way to see the puck the right way and see it well. It just seems like there's a lot going on in his head because maybe Wedgwood is stuck in his head.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. And you'd like to think that this wouldn't be the case, but like the guys seem to play more inspired hockey when Wedgwood's between the pipes.
I mean, I thought I was the only one seeing that. Truly, everybody is flying around and it seems like they're playing stress-free when Wedgie is in between the pipes.
Yeah. So how about this? So the Avs are the 4th team in the history of the NHL to have 4 50-win seasons in a span of 5 years. All right, it's only happened 3 other times. All right, that's what type of run the Avs have been on. This is truly like some glory years that we've been living through. The 3 other teams that had 4 50-win seasons in the span of 5 years, the Boston Bruins in the early to mid 1970s, the Detroit Red Wings, who did it from like 2005-06 through 2008 and 9, and then Montreal back in the mid to late 70s. Now, I went back and looked at each of these teams, okay? Each of those teams who had won 50 games 4 times in a stretch of 5 years, all 3 of them appeared in multiple Stanley Cups. All 3 of them won a Stanley Cup, but they appeared in multiple Stanley Cups. The Avs, I'm bringing this up to say that if for some reason the Avs aren't in the Stanley Cup final, I'm not saying won't win it, but they're not
need
on
to
the
be there.
If they're not on the biggest stage in hockey, they'll be the first team in the history of hockey to have 4 50-win seasons in a span of 5 years and not appear in multiple Stanley Cups.
Well, the pressure's on.
The pressure is on.
Cup or bust.
It's a privilege.
It is.
You put yourself in this position for the pressure to be on.
Everybody is healthy. You're going to get killed back at some point. I mean, you got to go out there, show out. You got to go out there and appear in a cup run and then win it, man. It's time
go
to
win it. Go win
it.
By the way, the dynamic with Dallas, Netchis now has 3 goals and 9 points in 4 games against the Stars this season. Every time they play Dallas, it's a big game. Now, as big as the playoffs, no, we know that. But there's this I think still this whisper of like, can Netchis play well in big games? And I just saw him play for Czechia in the damn Olympics. And the guy was the top performer of any NHL player.
And then brought it along with him with the Avs.
Yes.
Around this stretch.
Yeah, so I just wanted us to be aware of that dynamic with Marty Necas in particular when it came to Dallas games head-to-head this year. And then, by the way, shout out Brent Burns. I mean, playing 1,000 consecutive games is psychotic.
Mr. Burns!
That's insane. He's just the second player in league history to reach that milestone, and he's actually now 64 games behind Phil Kessel for the NHL record. All right, for at least a share of it anyway. He hasn't missed a game since 2013. This is pro hockey.
Man, Iron Man right there.
That's nuts.
I wonder what he's doing. I need some of his Wolverine blood.
That is nuts. Well, he was on the broadcast last night on ESPN saying, well, like 4 or 5 times a game, something happens where it's like, and I get lucky.
He didn't want to talk about it. He was like, I didn't necessarily want to jinx it and stuff like that because it is something where it's in your head and you're all right. Every time you're out there on the ice, something could happen.
Yep. No doubt. Okay, what did we make of the first home series of the season for the Colorado Rockies? We'll get to it next.
The Avalanche are built to chase a Stanley Cup, but Colorado's biggest question mark is sitting right in the blue paint. With Wedgwood, the goaltending looks solid. With Blackwood, every shot feels like a coin flip. The Avs are the favorites. The roster's loaded. The window's open. But the cup run might come down to the one thing they can't predict: the goaltending.
How can you feel confident moving forward with Blackwood in the back of your mind, knowing that kind of performance is lurking?
You can't. I think that part of you has fooled yourself into believing, hey, man, he's played really well. He's like 4 starts in a row or 3 starts in a row, and he's played really good behind. No, I don't see a guy that has great confidence back there, that feels like the team has great confidence in him. I feel like that's a guy that they're trying to pump up. They're trying to give him confidence.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com. Or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
At Belco Credit Union, we want to make your dream renovation a reality. Maybe that means a modern kitchen upgrade or a luxurious new bathroom. With Belco's Home Equity Choice line, you can get easy access to funds with the freedom and convenience of a home equity line of credit, plus the security and stability of a home equity loan. Plus, Belco is also offering low rates for qualified borrowers. Learn more at belco.org/choiceline. Belco is an equal opportunity housing lender. Belco, banking for everyone.
Gold demand is skyrocketing to record highs. As more Americans rush to preserve their savings, will there be enough gold? I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and I believe physical gold is the only way to truly protect your 401k or IRA savings. Gold offers tangible security that can't be tracked, stolen, or inflated. That's why I strongly advocate for gold IRAs. To learn more, text the word SECURE to 989898 now. Birch Gold Group will send you a free info kit on gold IRAs. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust, and their thousands of great reviews prove I'm not alone. So don't wait another second. Protect your retirement savings today and see how easy it is to move your IRA or 401k into physical precious metals. Text SECURE to the number 989898 for your free gold IRA info kit. Again, SECURE to 989898.
Message and data rates may apply.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Ditch the bland, flavorless sports talk and tune into Freshly Grated, where Will Peterson and Marcello Romano serve up piping hot takes and bold opinions with no filter and an extra side of sarcasm. Every weekday at 2 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Like and subscribe today at Denver Sports 104.3 and come along for the ride. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, what did we make of the first home series for the Colorado Rockies? I was lucky enough to be there on Friday. I had a great time. Was actually with Dick Monfort for a little bit.
Were you?
Yeah, for a little bit.
You know what? Funny story is we're done with the show and we're like, man, what else ZB's day was? All right, you're always in our head. And I'm like,
was this on air or off air?
This is off air.
Okay.
This is off air. We're walking to the light rail.
Yeah.
And we're like, man, ZB, knowing ZB, he's either on the diamond doing some jumping jacks, probably throwing the first pitch, or he's up there with Dick Monfort. He's up there with Dick Monfort.
Oh, my gosh.
Up there in the suite, just enjoying life, eating what he wants to eat, talking to everybody.
So that is so funny. Well, I was not with Dick during the game. We were at the same party, the same pregame party at the Raleigh Hotel on the top of on the rooftop of the Raleigh Hotel.
The same party, all right.
It was.
It wasn't the Marty party, right?
It was not the Marty party.
I was going to say, damn, I don't get invited?
No, it was a little event. But basically, it was like if you were a, how should I say, if you like do any business with the Rockies, if you're like do some advertising or you're their insurance company or whatever. And so Ramos is, big advertiser for them, Ramos Law.
Yeah, it was
and
a prestige party.
You had to have a special pass to get in.
Sure.
I didn't have it. I had a G pass from Jim Hoven, who's the COO for Ramos. He's like, hey, come up here and get some food or whatever. And I'm like standing next to Dick in the food line. I'm like, I wanted to start hitting him with questions, but I'm like, don't jump him. It's opening day. Like, anyway,
let my man live.
I'm letting him live. But I had a great time at the game. Almost got hit with a foul ball. My buddy caught it over my head, and so that was fun. Dante, what's up?
I have a question about that foul ball. Is that on the broadcast somewhere?
I would.
Usually they follow the foul ball. So is there a picture of you turtling?
Yeah. So
while your friend saves you.
I mean, I think that it would have to be on the broadcast. I guess not have to, but typically, yeah, they follow the foul ball, and it wasn't like deep into we're sitting on the first baseline. So typically, those are the foul balls that you're gonna see. Yeah, it was a haunting feeling. Everyone around me is like reaching up, and I'm like, I didn't see it off the bat, and I look into the sky, and the sun is blinding. And so my initial thought was, and I only had like literally a second to react, like, get the hell out of the way.
So you put your head in your lap.
Not quite. I kind of like ducked my head and like put my hands over my head, and it would have hit me in the head. The ball would have hit me in the head if my buddy hadn't reached over and caught it. So shout out my guy, Philly Nick. But yeah, had a great time. Rockies had a terrible first inning. Didn't impact my mood whatsoever. They lost 10-1. Didn't impact my opening day experience even 1%.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't have. I mean, but Lorenzen, we were hyping him up. Me and John Davis, JD, did a good job filling in for you.
Shout out, John. Yeah.
But we were hyping him up, saying, "Hey, he's gonna have a great opportunity here." Little did we know at the time until Mike Kliss sends a tweet out that Lorenzen does not do a good job at Coors Field, and sure enough, 7 runs in the first inning. Come on.
It was brutal. Like anytime you're doing a mound visit, with the pitching coach, 7 minutes into the game, opening day for you is not off to a very good
Buddy,
start.
let's just get you out of here, man.
And then Saturday, it was another really competitive loss. It was a 2-1 loss. So Philly started off 2-0 in the series. It was just a much better effort. It wasn't enough. Luzardo struck out 11 over 6 2/3, the lefty from Philly. And Trey Turner's RBI double in the 5th. It was that was a difference maker. But a tight loss. I don't know if you want to say moral victory. Like, are you good with? Because we said at the outset that to a point, the season is not going to be defined by wins and losses.
For sure.
Now you can't go lose 119 again. But are you encouraged in these 1-run losses because they're starting to stack up, or are they frustrating for you?
See, I'm very encouraged, and as long as they can stay in these games in the 8th and 9th inning, this is what I said: stay in them, and that's exactly Saturday. What happened? Now Friday they did not. They got the brakes beat off of them. Saturday was a different feeling, whereas you have an opportunity to win the game there at the end, and that's all I'm asking for. What do we say? Be competent. Find ways to be competitive. Find ways to win the game if you can, which you're right there for the taking. You don't end up winning it. But those will, if you can be in there long enough, those are going to start to be wins for you. You start to find ways to win games. Losing is contagious just like winning is.
Sure.
So when I'm looking at these games, are we sitting there at the edge of our seat at the end of those games saying, hey, we have a chance in the 9th inning? And then the flashes, all right? TJ Rumfield that we talked about,
sure.
right? Small flashes from him.
Yep.
Chase Dolander having his opportunity at Coors Field and taking advantage of it. That's what I want to see. Like the bright spots of these young guys. This is the youth movement, and it's about them as well. And so as long as they're doing great stuff and good stuff, I should say, I'm going to be pleased. I'm going to be happy. And as long as we're in the thick of things and have a chance to win, I'm all gravy. I'm good to go.
Well, the actual win, moral wins aside, came yesterday when the Rocks beat Philly 4-1. All right, so the series was salvaged a bit. It was their best all-around performance of the weekend. Mickey Moniak going yard two times against his former team, no less. And then Sagano, 6 strong innings for his first Major League Baseball win. Victor Vodek closed the door in the 9th, his first save of the season. So all the offense was produced by the long ball. Okay, the offense still has a ways to go. Looking at it over the weekend, I don't think there's going to be any quick fix for this. I mean, the strikeout numbers, the lack of run support, I think these conversations are going to be sort of persistent throughout the year.
Well, with the strikeout numbers, and actually we talked about it even with Will. Will Peterson came and joined us, and thanks for Will to do that for us. That was nice of him. But the identity, I believe that's something that the Rockies are going to go with this year. It's going to be aggressive, swing at everything, try to steal these bases, try to find a way to stay in these games and steal a couple wins that way. And I think this is what their identity is going to be this year. So get used to seeing these guys swing at everything, balls and strikes, because that's something I don't think it's going to slow down, Z.
No, I don't think so either. So here we are. After 9 games, the team is 3-6.
3-6.
All right.
We got a chance.
At what?
Trying to get to 500.
Okay.
We're trying to get to 500. We need a win here soon against Houston.
I think this is probably, given the expectation, knowing that the team was going to go to Toronto, all right, knowing that Philadelphia is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is probably, if we said before first pitch on the MLB's opening day, not home opener, but the opening day, we said, hey, after 9 games, what should be a realistic expectation that would be like, you would say, nod your head like, yeah, you're off to a good start. I don't think it would have been 4-5. I think it would have been something like 3-6. 2-7 would be too low. Yep. Obviously 1, but like, given where the Rockies are, and just let's reframe this. They were one of the worst teams in the history of baseball a year ago. And so 3-6 after 9 with a bunch of competitive losses, 2-1 over the weekend against Philly, 2-1 against Marlins in the first game,
they're in the thick of
4-3, 4-3. I mean, all things considered, if the aim was competent and competitive, they're moving in that direction right now in real time. So I'll take it. All right, the Nuggets and Avs had massive weekends. Whose was more consequential? That's next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
Lowest rate for life. It's our trademarked and most innovative product in the entire mortgage industry. Lock in your savings today, and if rates fall in the future, even as little as 0.5%, we will redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. Always have the best rate and maximize your savings. It's only at U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all. 303-LOW-RATE. That's 303-LOW-RATE or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
You can't always predict what's next, but you can be ready for it in a BMW SUV. The performance-driven X1 comes built for every journey, while the X3's sporty design and innovative technology keep your drive connected. The X5 blends performance with a commanding presence, or make it even bigger with 3 rows of luxurious seating in the X7. For every road, there's an X built to drive it. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Gebhardt BMW, your trusted family dealer since 1975.
Stoking for my friends at Roller Auction, a leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years. And they got one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending April 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's one of my favorite auctions. It's open for bidding right now. Go check it out only at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Is your financial advisor managing your risk or just a spreadsheet? Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. Many financial advisors rely on target date funds, which are one-size-fits-all portfolios that don't know your name, your family, or your goals. And that passive management can leave you dangerously exposed. At Trajan, we look at the whole picture, not just the stocks everyone else buys, but the private market opportunities most advisors ignore. And as fiduciaries, we build a strategy around you, coordinating your investments, tax strategy, and estate into one cohesive plan. Your financial life deserves more than just a generic portfolio. Real planning isn't a stack of statements. It's the confidence of knowing where your income will come from for the next 30 years. Good enough isn't good enough for your family. It's time for a change. Schedule your complimentary consultation today.
Call Trajan today at 720-204-8100.
That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Private equity investments require accreditation. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
Are you one of those people who dread going to the dentist? If so, have you tried sedation dentistry? Learn more about sedation dentistry at coloradosedation.com. Sit back, relax, and dream with the most experienced sedation dentist and staff at Clarkson Dental.
Now is the best time to buy. Get ahead of the competition and get the deal you want on the home you really want. Maximize your savings with lowest rate for life, and if the market does improve, we can save you money without any additional lender fees or appraisal fees. We're here for you today and tomorrow and celebrating 30 years of helping homeowners with expanded approvals, low rates, credit improvements, and more. Call U.S. Mortgages at 303-LOW-RATE.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Roller Auction.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
One hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you. Hey, real quick house cleaning thing. I misspoke in the last segment. Didn't realize I did it. I said Sagano, after delivering 6 strong innings, had his first Major League Baseball win. I meant first win with the Rockies.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay. I want to get to the Nuggets and Avs here in just a second. But before we get to that, you have an incredible opportunity to join the 2015 Denver Broncos greats like Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, Coach Gary Kubiak, as they look back at their Super Bowl 50 run. Night of Champions is a live show that will feature a dynamic panel discussion, football stories and memories, giving fans an all-access look at one of the greatest seasons in football history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. You could enter now at denversports.com/champions for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets. All right, shifting gears. It was a big weekend for Nuggets and Avs. I want to start with the Denver Nuggets and just talk about that game and ultimately get to the question, who had the more impactful weekend, do you think?
Let's break it all down, man. Step by step, Z. I'm right here. Hold my hand. We're right here together. Let's break it down.
Hold your hand. I've been doing that for 2.5 years.
Yeah. Well, come on, baby. Do it again. That was my turn, huh? That's why my shoulders are getting a little sore. My back hurts. I feel you.
Where's my challenge flag? How fun was that? Phil, just like from an entertainment standpoint, like, yeah, the Nuggets ended up winning and we all went home happy. But like, even from like, if you're just a fan of the game of basketball, you're a fan of great players. The 136-134 overtime win for the Denver Nuggets, for me, goes to the very top of the list in best wins of the year.
Yeah, and I just think it was the back and forth, Z. The back and forth from both teams. You got this young team that's hungry. They're making these shots. They're knocking those down. They're physical. They're aggressive. Of course, Wemby is going to be the next superstar. He's already a superstar.
He's already, yeah.
But when we look at Jokic, it's like Jokic is still the man. All right, Wemby's there, but he ain't there yet. Like Devontae Adams said to PS2, which is fine. He's still young. But when you're watching this game, you get to appreciate both sides of it. Experienced team in the Denver Nuggets, and I mean experienced. Everybody on that court has been to an NBA Finals or won it, right? And then what I mean by this, Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson never won it, but he was there.
Yep.
So you have these guys that have been there before, and then you got this youth. All right, when it comes to Spurs that want to get to the top and they're willing to do whatever it takes to get there. So when you're going back and forth and you're watching this game, it's like, man, they're out there playing a playoff game, and it's not even the playoffs just yet. So it's fun to see these two go at it and say, okay, this is what it could look like, and even more. Because once you get to the playoffs, we know everything increases. And so it's going to be fun to watch these guys if they end up having to match up against each other in the postseason.
Yeah, this would be a hell of a series. Just a hell of a series. And, it was one of these, I say this once in a while, and I feel weird saying it, but I'm going to say it anyway. These guys are millionaires who get to play a child's game. They won a basketball game on Saturday, but I was proud of them. I was legitimately proud of them. They got to a gear that we haven't seen. And this is why I was so anxious ahead of this game. Like, are we going to see it? And I'll tell you, for me, it started with Nikola Jokic. His approach to the game, it's been kind of it's crazy because he's putting up one of the rarest statistical years in NBA history, but in some ways, it's been kind of a weird year at times.
It has.
And so to watch him as engaged as he was on both ends of the floor, not one block, not two block, but 3 blocks. And I just thought he was brilliant. It was a masterclass of basketball to go for 40 points in 44 minutes on 13 of 25 shooting, got to the free throw line, was hyper aggressive to hand out 13 assists. What's been a problem for Jokic since coming back from the injury?
Them damn turnovers.
The turnovers. To play a game where you have 13 assists and 0 turnovers while you're scoring 40 points shouldn't be possible. And I'm not sure how much on the radar this is, but on Saturday, it was the first and only time in the history of NBA basketball where someone scored 40 points, had double-digit assists, and not a single turnover.
Dude, the man's unreal. Jokic is unreal. He's a superhero. He's a superhuman. And the only thing that can stop him, honestly, Z, is himself. All right, like sometimes he gets in his own way, whether it's crying to the refs or deciding he doesn't want to shoot against the Jazz.
Correct.
Things like that. But once the postseason comes rolling around, we know we're going to get his best effort. We know we're going to get the best version of himself. Now, I have to ask you this, though. Did Jokic figure out Wemby? Has Jokic figured out Wemby, at least for this year?
Yeah, I think for this year, yes. And I think a part of what it was that the way that it looked is that, gosh, Jokic has been playing so much on the perimeter this year. And that was a good old-fashioned, I'm a center, I'm going down on the block in my office, and I'm going to work. And one of the things that he kept on doing repeatedly to Wemby, because Wemby's length is incredible. We've never seen anything like it in the history of sport, really. No one that's ever looked like Wemby has had the success that Wemby is having. They're normally like George Marichon or Bol. It's like, you're huge, you're in the league, but you can't really play at the highest level. Wemby's different. But Jokic attacked that man's sternum. How many times was he so forceful right into the chest of Wemby and then recoil, and you've created that separation to get your shot off? I thought it was brilliant.
No, and that's exactly what I wanted to see from Jokic. It's like, hey, look, show Wemby that you have figured him out. Show Wemby that you're not afraid of him. You're not afraid of his length, his size, that you are still the man. And that's exactly what he did. But Z, what I was most proud of, and I said it earlier, was the supporting cast.
Sure, of course.
Christian Brown, Cam Johnson, Aaron Gordon looking like himself again. It's like, what version are we going to get out of him? He put some WD-40 on them ankles and knees, and he was really, really good out there defensively.
He was, oh my gosh.
Forcing Wemby to make that contested shot. You end up going to overtime because of that.
Yep.
And then, of course, for CB, it's like the confidence is there. They let you shoot, and you took advantage of it. So I was proud of everybody that they did their job to help Jokic out. Jamal Murray, of course, doing his part, but it's going to take a village.
And especially down the stretch with Jamal, because he was pretty quiet throughout this game. And a part of, I think, his lack of activity is Jamal Murray thrives in pick and rolls. And Stephon Castle, man, this guy, I could not be a bigger fan of Stephon Castle.
My man got a shot on him.
Dude, he is, and we're going to see UConn the Natty tonight.
Yep.
He played at UConn. It was a top 5 pick in the 24 draft. This dude, he's 6'6", 215. He's a pit bull. And he gets into Jamal Murray's airspace as good as anyone in the league. Right there with Anthony Edwards. Right there with, who's great at this too is Alex Caruso.
Yes.
Crawling into you, crawling up in your shorts. And
damn, not the shorts.
Dude, he's smelling your breath. Like he is attached to you. And it's hard to set a good screen on someone like Stephon Castle, on someone like Alex Caruso, when there's no separation between he and Jamal Murray. It's like he's almost impossible to screen. So I think that's a dynamic to just put in your memory bank, should these teams meet in the playoffs? Because I would guess, and it's just a guess, but I would guess that Jamal Murray would not have wholesale success game in and game out in a series against the Spurs, just like because of that dynamic.
But Z, that's a little concerning because, like, if things shape up, and let's just say the Denver Nuggets, because they have an opportunity to get that 3 seed now, with everything that's going on wrong with the Lakers, with the injuries and stuff, like, the Nuggets are creeping back in.
It's back in play in a way that I didn't think was, I
don't think any of us thought that. Well, if that's the case, and you would correct me if I'm wrong, but if they get that 3 seed as of right now, they probably would end up playing Minnesota still. So if they play Minnesota with Ant-Man that like you like to say, will wear your skin, so Jamal may struggle with him, and then they're going to have to turn around after they beat Minnesota, because we both believe they can beat Minnesota. My guess is they'll play the Spurs. Then he's going to have another situation where you have a young, hungry guy that's going after him. It's going to be a little bit concerning knowing that, like, okay, they may X out Jamal, and everybody else is going to have to pick up the rest, which is hard to do.
Well, it's fair to be a bit concerned about the dynamic, but that being said, even though Jamal Murray didn't have his best game and was quiet in big chunks of this puppy, when the game was on the line and it became a clutch, crunch time situation, there was Jamal Murray making big shots.
Yeah.
So the timeliness, I think, still can be there in the biggest moments, but that's why I said, like, wholesale success throughout a series. Doesn't mean he can't have success throughout a series. I just watched him you don't win the game without Jamal Murray on Saturday.
You don't.
And so I just mean possession by possession against huge, aggressive, young, athletic defenders like Stephon Castle, like Alex Caruso, like Anthony Edwards. It just is a dynamic that exists, but it doesn't mean that Jamal, either can't go off in a particular game or can't have timely buckets that result in wins, because when the game was hanging in the balance, Jamal Murray was making some big shots. So, but I agree with you about the supporting cast, because you don't win on Saturday without Christian Braun. You don't win without Cam Johnson. I thought he was fantastic. What about the 4-point play with seconds left? Are you kidding me?
Huge moment.
Where are the people? Where are the people?
Damn, why are you looking at me?
I'll turn my head.
Why are you looking at me?
Where are the people that wanted to run Cam Johnson out of this town 2 months into the season? And YZB. Like an owl.
Why are you talking in third person?
Hey, I told everyone to relax, did I not? I said we got a sample size of a career here. This guy's played in the league for almost a decade.
No, Will Peterson wanted to cancel him.
He
literally canceled him.
Yeah, he said Cam Johnson stinks. He shouldn't play for the Denver Nuggets anymore, that he should be buried on the end of the bench. And it's just insane when you have a career to draw from and you're trying to fit into this new, unique scenario. And dude, the guy's shooting like 42, 43% from three. Like, what are we doing? These guys just aren't walking around. Cam Johnson has a super high basketball IQ. Cam Johnson is a good defender on the ball and a team defender.
He's aggressive, attacking the paint, finishing at the rim, too. That's something that I've noticed that he's doing a better job of in the last month or so, of just kind of finding himself. So, like, he is. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about this when it comes to Will Peterson saying this man should be buried. He's going to be in the starting lineup. And also with Cam Johnson, he's starting to make the big-time shots.
Yes.
That's right there is what's exciting me, right? Yes. It's like he has the confidence to finish at the rim, yes. But when it's time for you to shoot that three-point shot when it matters the most with the 4-point play, or AG dishing it out to you in the overtime, and you make that shot, those are the moments we're looking for.
Yep. It's the timely nature of it, because we talked about this last month. Yes, the percentage was there, but it felt like in the biggest weighted moments of some games, he would come up a bit short. And the first game that comes to mind is the Oklahoma City Thunder game, where he had a picture-perfect game-winning shot and wasn't close to making it. Has it been perfect? No. Has it been really good? Yes. Don't let perfection be the enemy of really freaking good. Cam Johnson is really freaking good. He's a perfect fit here. That was always the case. Just shots weren't going down as much as we wanted them to. It's sports. It's basketball. Cam Johnson's fine. Couldn't be a bigger fan. He's been great for a while now. It's been he's stacking. He's stacking. Yes. So you love to see that. But we need to talk about Aaron Gordon.
AG.
This man's jersey will hang from the ceiling and the rafters of Ball Arena forevermore at a certain point in time. This guy is such a warrior. Am I still worried about the big picture health stuff? I am. All those conversations we had last week, that dynamic still exists.
Yeah, it doesn't change right now.
But that man, who was limping, by the way, on Saturday.
Well, he actually had to exit for a second, then he came back in. He was all good after that, but yeah.
This guy and his ability on basically back-to-back possessions, guard De'Aaron Fox, one of the shiftier guards in the NBA, and you have the skill set to guard De'Aaron Fox in a huge moment in that game, and it's a shot clock violation because of the position that you put him in defensively, and then on the next possession to be guarding someone like Victor Wembanyama, the dynamic nature of Aaron Gordon is so unique. He's he's a one of none. He's a one of none. You have no chance of winning the NBA championship without him, which is why all those conversations a week ago are still relevant in terms of his health. And that's the only conversations we have about AG, is his health. It's never his on-court play. So to have someone with the versatility to guard De'Aaron Fox and then turn around and guard Victor Wembanyama, are you kidding me? This guy is so unique, and he's got the power. See, Wemby, I'm sure in time as he gets older, he's going to put on more weight and he's going to be a freaking force to deal with. But right now, he's still slender and slight. So Aaron Gordon has the physicality to knock him off of his spot, but also the athleticism to get back up in the play and
that contested shot.
Takes away the distance and the separation to get at least somewhat involved defensively after knocking him off his spot. It's really unique. Aaron Gordon. Dude, this freaking guy. He's a warrior, Phil. He's a warrior. He's a warrior.
No doubt about it. And what AG's doing, too, we know he's hurting. He's limping around. He's hurting. He's not fully healthy, but he knows he needs to be out there with the big-time games. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with him tonight. Do they play him? Do they let him rest? They're going for the 3 seed. They have a chance to do it. So if that's the case, my guessing is he would play. And then on top of it, if Payton Watson's not ready to go, AG is your best bet in any game to go with your best offensive player. So he's going to have to defend that guy all day long. So these are little dynamics that you're going to have to watch for throughout the postseason. But AG is right, man. You are right about AG. He is going to have his jersey hanging up there, after he's done playing. He deserves to. He's the glue guy. He does the dirty work, getting the layup to send it into overtime pretty much. It's the things like that you need out of a player that just can get down and dirty for you.
Dude, Victor Wembanyama's his attempted game winner with no time left was basically he was drifting to behind the backboard. That's what position Aaron Gordon put Wemby in, who's a legitimate MVP candidate. And we'll talk about the hierarchy of the MVP because the latest straw poll came out. I don't know if you guys did you talk about that on Friday? Okay, nope. so that'll be a good conversation, I think. The AG stuff. Jokic, I acknowledge as my Denver sports king.
We know that. He is.
But my personal, sentimental favorite Denver Nugget, since I have moved to Colorado, is Aaron Gordon. And I don't even have to think that hard about it. This guy is the heartbeat of this group. He represents something on this basketball team that no one else comes close to fulfilling. And so just couldn't be a bigger fan.
So you got Jokic, you got AG. But I have to ask you about CB. CB has taken the next step, at least that's what it looks like, confidence. He shot the hell out that ball. Is this something that we should be looking forward to game in and game out here moving forward? Or is it just like yesterday was his lucky day and he was feeling himself? Because when I look at CB, I'm like, where was this confidence at throughout the season?
Yeah.
You can do it. You missed 2 shots at the beginning of the game and yet you still kept shooting.
Yep.
What changed?
Well, one, to your question, are we going to see this game in and game out? I don't know. My gut tells me probably not. Because much like saying with Cam Johnson, I have a career to draw from, I have an entire season to draw from with Christian Brown. And obviously one's smaller than the other. But for an entire season, he has shot in 30%. 30%. That means he's missing 7 out of 10 threes that he's taking. I think that what could help, though, and I'm just thinking out loud here. We had this conversation 3 weeks ago. Was talking with Chris Marlowe, voice of the Nuggets, before a game. We're having a conversation about CB. And when you're struggling from 3 to the degree that Christian Brown has this year, the recipe is to not take less threes. It's to take more threes.
Tim Hardaway Jr., just shoot. Just shoot. Shoot or shoot.
Yep. If there's even a smidge of window to get a shot off, Tim Hardaway Jr. shooting the ball. Christian Brown's the opposite. Christian Brown is a thinker before he shoots, and that is not a good quality. In this setup on Saturday, and I think this is what's awaiting him in 2 weeks, it was so egregious. Yes, teams have let a CB. He's like, the lesser of two evils, and they'll close out on someone else instead of him.
That's never a good feeling, by the way, being the weakest link.
Yeah, but this degree of defense that we saw on Saturday, it was egregious. This is how he's going to be guarded in the postseason. They're not even trying to guard him. They're saying, shoot, of any option on the floor, the thing that we want to happen the most is Christian Braun taking a three-pointer. But what that creates is so many opportunities to shoot it. So he shoots a career-high 11 threes, makes a career-high 5 threes. I think it's career-high. Don't quote me on that. I know it's a career-high attempts. So it's sort of like a perfect marriage of what he needs. Going back to the Marlowe conversation, if to get out of a slump, you need to shoot more. Well, you're going to have that opportunity and some when they're guarding you the way that the Spurs were guarding him on Saturday. So it's like the intersection of the thing that he needed, a bunch of three-point attempts, and the way that he was guarding for really the first time this year to that egregious degree, meeting in the same moment, and he met the moment.
Well, see, I'm a little
Can he do it again? I don't know.
Well, that's the question now. Then the question becomes, can he do it again? You get to the postseason and they're saying, hey, look, we're going to leave you open. So you mean to tell me if they're going to leave him open and CB is missing these threes now, you're going to probably lose that game if you don't find other ways to get involved. So then what do you do?
Phil, this is why I said a handful of weeks ago, I'm not so sure there's going to be games where he's going to play at the finish of games. I'm not so sure he's going to be closing every single playoff game because of this dynamic. So it's dependent on maybe like literally the night, like that night. And he knows it. This is Christian Braun after the game.
I think that's just how certain teams guard. They pick a player, and obviously you have so much talent. In that starting lineup, they typically pick me. So there's a lot of games, especially in the playoffs, that's going to be the case. I obviously expect that and know that. So I'm just got to continue to do what I'm doing.
He knows it. No one knows it more than him. He's the one. Like you look around, it's like no one's guarding me. I'm the mark.
And that's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Like I'm making an open three. Nobody's in front of me. They're saying, "Look, you're not good. We're gonna let you take the shot. If you're gonna win this game, it's because of you." That's a lot of pressure for CB.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But this is the requirement. You're a $120 million player here moving forward.
There you go.
You're part of a championship plan. This is what the mission is. And so, can he fulfill his portion of the mission? We're fixing to find out here. Over these coming days. But he was great, man. He was
fun to watch.
Great on Saturday. Cam Johnson was great. Aaron Gordon was great. Jokic was great. Murray was great when he needed to be. This is what's required. Greatness. If you want to win a championship, greatness is required.
Starting five was out there too. All the starting five did something impactful.
Yep.
That right there, that's what you take out of this game. We know it's a big game. And Wemby and Jokic, they're getting ready to go after it and go at it when they see each other, if they see each other, depending on the seeding.
Yep.
But everybody has to be on point. CB, Cam Johnson, and then AG has to stay healthy, man. And, of course, once you can get Payton Watson back with the depth, and even the depth came along at times to help out and stuff like that.
How about Strother? Strother came off the bench and knocked 2 threes. Dude, that's 6 points in a game you win by a deuce.
Even JV was a little bit more aggressive.
He was.
I was like, okay, where's this been?
It was good. It was really good. It was really good to see. It was really good to see. I'm going to be critical right now of David Adelman. Okay. Yeah. Been praising a lot what happened on Saturday, and a lot of praise is deserved. It's the biggest win of the season, in my opinion.
What did AD do to you? What happened? You didn't get the suite?
No.
We'll be very critical.
In the moment with Bruce Brown, okay, there's a rule in the NBA that if there's a jump ball and you have to leave the game, you cannot re-enter the game for the rest of the contest, okay? They have this rule because if it's a really important possession, say there's 10 seconds left and there's a jump ball, and say there's 5 minutes left. That's a little bit better. And say there's a jump ball, and it's a tie game. Someone could say, hey, I rolled my ankle a little bit. I need to leave the game. And in for me is Jonas Valanciunas. Well, Jonas Valanciunas is way bigger than someone like Bruce Brown. He's probably going to be able to win the tip. They don't let you manipulate it like that. So their rule is, okay, if you need to leave the game for something legitimate, you cannot re-enter the game for the rest of the game. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so Bruce Brown was in a jump ball, and he rolled his ankle for a second, and they let him leave the game. They didn't know the rule. They thought he could come back in the game.
And when you say they, David Adelman
and his staff
yes.
did not know the rule. They tried to have him re-enter the game. He went back in the locker room, got it taped up, came back, okay, I'm ready to play. Wasn't very long, and the referee's like, no, you can't re-enter the game. You left during a jump ball. What happened in that game is when that happens, the referees go to San Antonio, they say, who do you want to come into the game for the jump ball? And they pick Tyus Jones. That's who I'd pick too. I'd probably win a jump ball against Tyus Jones. So
ZB MVP.
Hey, so it didn't cost them.
Yeah.
But you gotta know the rules. And one of the things that I did not like, one, I didn't like the Adelman hire in the first place. And I'm not crushing Adelman here, okay?
He's done some great stuff this year.
He has. And he's done some head scratching stuff. But you have to know the rules. And one of the things that I did not like after the Adelman hire is who he hired. When you're a first-time head coach and you're maybe a premature, maybe to get that job, which I thought he was, you should hire a veteran coach to be on your staff. And who did he hire? He hired J.J. Barea to be the offensive coordinator for the first time in his career, and Jared Dudley to do that job for the first time in his career. They elevated both guys. But it's like you need a veteran coach in your ear for you not to know that rule. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all because you got to know the rules.
So you didn't like that? You didn't like that David Adelman went to the presser and said, this is like the Utah game.
Yeah, he said, this win against San Antonio, that felt like a playoff game. And that my players acknowledged felt like a playoff game.
It sounded like a playoff game.
It did. It was a great environment. Do you say, it counts the same as Utah? It doesn't really, though. It doesn't. That meant more. And so I just, Adelman just says some stuff sometimes that's just, head-scratching. So, but that, you got to know the rules. And the fact that Bruce Brown played 11 minutes and wasn't allowed to re-enter, and you weren't sure why, it's like, dude, if I know that, I'm a radio host. Like, you got to know that. Sorry. Again, it didn't cost them, but it's like, it's one of these things that's like, for me, inexcusable at the highest level of basketball.
Look, put ZB in the draft room. Okay, he'll get stuff done for you if you're the Denver Broncos. He wanted Breece Hall. He's like, trade for him.
I did say that.
He's a radio guy. And then, of course, put ZB on the court, on the court, coaching up Jokic and Jamal.
Yes.
He'll do it for you.
And I'll do it for half the amount that you're paying Jared Dudley. Kroenke's going to love me. I'll do it for cheap. All right. A Colorado athlete, and sorry we didn't get to the Avs there. We'll circle back and touch on them and who had the more impactful weekend. We never actually got to that question. A Colorado athlete became immortal on the biggest stage over the weekend. Also, who do we like in tonight's national championship game? We'll get to it all in the 3 count next.
Every Nuggets game between now and the postseason feels like a balancing act. Do you push for seeding or protect the bodies that matter most? The core is championship tested. But if Denver wants another parade, they've got to answer the question nobody likes to say out loud. How hard do you push when your stars are nursing injuries? And how much can you risk before the playoffs even start?
You can't just shut these guys down till the postseason. Their first action of basketball from where we sit right now can't be in the NBA playoffs. I don't believe that. You're not going to make it out of the first round. You're not going to be ready.
But if they're not ready to play because of injury, let's just say that they're not fully healthy and they tweak something again that last game when the Thunder and the Spurs are not playing for anything, so they don't have guys out there.
Yeah.
Then we're sitting here saying, damn, we're really concerned now. I don't want to sit them, but I have no choice.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182 2334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Hi, Dan Cicchini. For custom kitchens or cabinetry facing done right, go to drhi.com. Great cash incentives or a special financing rate of 0% APR with 72 equal monthly payments with approved credit. Call for details, 800-362-8370.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here from my friends at Spine One. Let me ask you a question. You live with back pain, neck pain? Well, my guys at Spine One, they're an emergency room for back pain with same-day appointments. They'll see you and they'll get the journey started. And that's exactly what I did. Whether it's chronic pain, acute pain, work-related, sports-related, doesn't matter. All you got to do is pick up the phone and start your journey just like I did toward pain-free. 303-367-2225. That's 303-367-BACK. Or as always, you can find them online at SpineOne.com.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here, and I learned something playing offensive line for a living. If something isn't built tough, it won't last. Same thing with your home. That's why Colorado homeowners call Gravina's Window Center of Littleton. They've been helping families since 1973, installing Infinity by Marvin fiberglass windows built tough for the Colorado extreme weather. If your windows are showing their age, call Gravina's Window Center of Littleton at 303-794-0490 or visit them online at windowsforyourhome.com. That's windowsforyourhome.com.
A lot of personal injury lawyers make claims about how good they are. But how do you know who's the best? At Berg Simpson Injury Lawyers, we've helped Coloradans for 50 years, and our results speak for themselves. We have 29 best lawyers in America, 19 super lawyers, and we're one of the National Trial Lawyers' top 25 most influential law firms. Compare us to other firms, then call Berg Simpson.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Driving fun and excitement are at the Colorado Auto Show.
From family SUVs to high-end luxury and sports cars.
Hybrid innovation to trucks and off-road.
Friday through Sunday, Colorado Convention Center.
ColoradoAutoShow.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first, on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home for you so you attract the right buyers. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home valuation. That's Orchard.com.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Every day at 3:30, the Drive comes off the top rope to hit you with the 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the Drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. All righty.
You held that pretty long there.
I was trying to find the button to get back to so I could do the
I'm like
this thing.
I wonder if ZB's taking tomorrow off. He's already getting ahead of it, right?
Yes, that is funny. That is funny. When I do have off the next day, I do hold the 3 count. So typically on a Friday, that thing gets held. All right, so a couple things here. March Madness has been hysterically fun. It's just hysterically fun. We have the national championship tonight. I'll be dual screening it, between the Nuggets and Michigan against UConn.
Big money, huh? Big money on these games.
Well, I told you. Yeah, I told you
UConn.
I put $100 on Michigan to win the national championship about 2.5 months ago at 4-1. So I'm invested. I don't know if I'm going to hedge it. We'll get to that in just a second. I got to give the world's biggest shout out, and I've given her a shout out in the past. But UCLA on the women's side.
Yeah.
Winning their first ever NCAA national championship and being led by Grandview's Lauren freaking Betts, and her younger sister Sienna Betts is on the team and played in the national championship as well. And I watched Sienna a handful of times right at Grandview.
Yep, up the street.
Yep, but Lauren Betts gets most outstanding player of the entire tournament for UCLA's first ever national championship. That is like insane territory. She has been dominant, but to be the best player on the best team in the country that took Dawn Staley's South Carolina Gamecocks and defeathered the Gamecocks, okay? Sent them into the sun. I mean, it wasn't even close.
Yeah, it wasn't close.
So I have to give a shout out. Their dad, Andy Betts, listens to the show and the station.
You used to sit with him, right?
Yeah, I've sat with him. I played basketball against him. Huge dude. And played in the same college conference that I did in the Northeast. So there's a connection there, but Lauren Betts, to be the best player in a national championship team and played right up the road here at Grandview is insane.
Come on, man, that's like a surreal feeling for her. It's like you just won the national championship. You're in UCLA. You're at UCLA. You could have went down the street to Boulder. You said, no, that's not good enough for me right now. I got to go somewhere else.
Well, what's crazy is, Phil, at the time, Stanford was the #1 team in the country. She was the National Player of the Year, the Gatorade National Player of the Year, Lauren Betts. She goes to Stanford. They didn't play her. Well,
it always happens like that.
It's your loss, Stanford. You got the National Player of the Year. You didn't play her. She goes to UCLA and becomes the best player on the team that wins the national championship.
Like, you don't have a 4.4, so you don't have a 4.0. We're gonna let you sit there. Come on.
Anyway, so huge congrats to that entire family. All right, and if you know them, please tell them we gave them a shout out here on the Fan. So Michigan blows out Arizona.
I didn't see that one coming, Z, honestly. I thought it was going to be a high-scoring game. I had Arizona actually beating Michigan right there, inching them out, and instead I'm sitting there shaking my head saying, damn, Michigan's just that good, huh?
Man, they smacked them. I couldn't believe it. I had them winning, but not smacking them. So they blew out Arizona. UConn, I cannot believe UConn is back in the national championship. I can't. I did not think this team had what it takes, and so I basically bet against UConn in every single round and have been wrong every single time. This is a great championship. If UConn wins, all right, you're talking about a dynasty in college basketball. It would be 3 of 4 national championships, and then if Michigan wins, you're talking about one of the great runs we've ever seen in NCAA tournament history, as they have just bet every single team over.
So tell me this, gut feeling. Is it going to be neck and neck, close game? Is it really going to be a good game, or do you think Michigan's running away with it tonight?
I keep going back and forth. Whether Michigan wins and UConn covers, here's a crazy stat for you. Dan Hurley, what a psycho. This guy's
headbutt you.
Dude, first of all, if UConn wins, you're going to have to start talking about Hurley as one of the great coaches ever. All right? He is like
a man that talks to himself.
He's approaching like these legends. He's like on their block, okay? If he wins a 3rd and 4th years, it's rarefied air. What the hell was I just
You said there was like insane stat.
Oh, yes, thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
When it comes to covering the spread, Dan Hurley's UConn Huskies are 18-1 against the spread in their last 19 games.
All right.
So I'm not saying that they're going to win, but they just do a little bit better than the odds makers think that they're going to do almost every single time they play. 18-1 ATS is psychotic.
UConn's gritty, right? They're a bit plucky, as we like to call it over here. They're going to try to slow the game down, be physical. But I think Michigan has too much. And if Michigan can find ways to hit some of those threes early, it's going to force UConn to play a brand of basketball they really don't want to play.
Correct. If Michigan goes up here in the first half, if they go up by like 11-12, man, it could get real ugly. UConn's offense is not designed to come from behind. So I can't decide whether Michigan wins like by 4 or 5 points or if they win by like 20.
Woo-wee!
We'll see. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, the Lakers. Holy smokes, has this conversation evolved in a way that we didn't see coming?
What in the world's going on?
They lose Luka on Friday night, hamstring, against Oklahoma City, and Austin Reeves also goes down with a grade 2 oblique, and Luka is apparently heading to Europe to seek specialized treatment for his
that's never good then, see?
grade 2 hamstring.
That's never good. You're heading somewhere else to try to get treatment done right before the postseason begins? I don't know if we're going to see Luka, man.
I don't think that you're going to see him in the first round, no. So a grade 2 hammy is typically a month.
So the Lakers are coming crashing down. They're coming crashing down just as the Nuggets are starting to get better. They're getting healthier.
Yeah.
Hopefully they get Payton Watson back. So we have a chance. We have a chance to get that 3 seed.
It's true. So the Lakers they're out of it. Like, I never thought they were going to get out of the first round anyway. Or maybe the first round, but not the second round. They're just irrelevant.
They're just there.
They're just there. They have no chance. So the Nugs are currently tied with LA for that 3 seed. We know that LA holds that tiebreaker from that Saturday loss about 2-3 weeks ago. So the Nuggets need the Lakers to lose one of their final 4 games, which is against OKC, Golden State, Phoenix, or Utah. And the Nuggets have to win out to secure the 3rd seed. And so here we go, man. Here we freaking go. All right, we're kicking out of the last slap of the 3 count. We have to talk about the Michael Malone thing. I talk about things that you didn't see coming. Michael Malone taking the North Carolina job.
Crazy, dude.
That is crazy. Put a pin in that. We'll get to it. Also, the odds, guys, the odds are out for what position the Broncos will draft in 18 days. All right, and we'll tell you what those odds makers think is most likely in the 2nd round for the Broncos next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
What's going on, everybody? If joint pain is holding you back, then you need to hear me out. Regen RX in Denver is on another level. They don't just do guesswork. They build a real plan for you. Stem cell therapy for joints, shockwave therapy to get the blood flow back going again, even a 6-month booster to keep your results feeling elite. And the best part about this is their consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free, no risk. So if you're dealing with degenerative joints or long-term pain, see if their stem cell therapy is the right move for you. It's about quality of life, guys. Staying explosive, staying active, and staying present for your family. Call Regen RX today for your free consultation at 303-630-9770 or visit regenrx.co. Again, that's regenrx.co, and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Max HELOC is a game changer and can lower your bill significantly without affecting your current loan. How much savings depends on your unique situation, but you could borrow $250,000 with a payment option as low as $495 a month. Consolidate your debts and make life a lot easier. We make it easy to save, and you don't need perfect credit either. U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all, 303 low rate.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126. Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Hey guys, looking for TRT that's flexible enough for your lifestyle? Head to Low T Center, the #1 name in TRT. Low T Center offers TRT shots, pills, and you can pay with insurance or out of pocket. You can even have your testosterone shipped right to your door. Book now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Have you heard of something called WUI compliance or Wildland Urban Interface? It's a new statewide standard in Colorado. Starting this year, every home will be assigned a fire risk category. Some building departments will begin enforcing WUI rules, so your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project may come with new requirements. Call 5280 Exteriors today, and they'll walk you through the updates, help you stay compliant, and find out what zone you're in. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
Lowest rate for life. It's our trademarked and most innovative product in the entire mortgage industry. Lock in your savings today, and if rates fall in the future, even as little as 0.5%, we will redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fee. Always have the best rate and maximize your savings. It's only at U.S. Mortgages, and our number says it all. 303 low rate. That's 303 low rate, or online at usmloan.com.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is team. TEAM. Text team to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's team to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 1043 The Fan.
All right, real quick. Well, we'll do the odds first. Let's do the odds.
Let's do the odds. May the odds forever be in your favor.
The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Love the Hunger Games.
I love watching it. Hopefully, we never have to go to doing something like that.
Oh, it's a matter of time. Oh, it's just a matter
I'm
of time.
hiding in the tunnel then.
Human beings are just... Oh, yeah. So the odds are out for what position the Broncos will draft in 18 days. We are coming up on it here.
Damn, 18 days away.
18 days away, and that's the second round. 17 days away from the draft kicking off in the first round. We'll see if the first round becomes relevant to the Broncos. They pulled a fast one with the Waddle stuff, and maybe they'll get back into the first round. You just never know.
Or they're just going to watch Jalen Waddle's highlights. Which one is it? Which one is in the first round when it comes around? Say, okay, let's just watch Waddle's highlights.
Yeah, that's a callback to the Russell Wilson, what they were doing when the Seahawks were on the clock. I still can't believe it. They would admit that. It's like, goodness gracious. So draft is just a couple weeks away. Broncos are picking in the second round. The odds are out for every team on what they'll do with their first pick. And even though the Broncos don't have a first-round pick, they handicap it for the second round. Or should the Broncos get back in the first round, these odds would apply. So the two positions that are the number one, they have the same odds, plus 250, okay? And plus 250, meaning that if you bet $100 on the Broncos to draft one of these two positions, and they did, you'd get your $100 stake back plus $250 in winnings. The two positions it's actually kind of three positions because they clump two positions together. They clump D-line and edge rusher together.
All right.
Which I don't know if I love that. I mean, that's not the same position.
Yeah, they're being lazy with it. Being lazy.
So they have that as plus 250, and they have inside linebacker, off-ball linebacker at plus 250. So according to the odds makers, the most likely position the Broncos draft 18 days from now is an off-ball linebacker, a D-line, or an edge rusher. Do you agree with those three positions are the three most likely? D-line, edge rusher, and linebacker.
You know what, Z, going back and forth on this, George loves to draft defensive players, right? Shore up that defense. The defense has been the backbone for 2 straight years. You're missing someone like John Franklin Myers now. So if you go into the draft and you get that defensive lineman, and I say D tackle / DN because of how VJ does his defense.
Sure.
I can see that happen. And then, of course, an off-ball linebacker. You have Alex Singleton coming back, and then you have Justin Sternad. Justin Sternad, this is going to be his first time truly being a starting linebacker for a full 17 games. And then Alex Singleton, who's getting up there in age, and you have to make sure that he stays healthy. I would not be surprised if they get a defensive lineman or an off-ball linebacker. So, yes, I agree that they would go this route.
I agree with the linebacker.
No, not the D lineman.
I agree with the D-line. I just don't see them drafting an edge player. Now, maybe they will. Maybe they just say positionally, this is a premium position, and we think this guy's the best on the board. We'll see. I think I may throw tight end in there, which they have. Actually, let me just give you the odds here. So at plus 250, this according to DraftKings, linebacker, D-line, and edge rusher are the most likely according to the odds. The next most likely position that'll get drafted in 18 days is an offensive lineman at 4-1.
That's interesting right there. Offensive lineman, and I understand Garrett Bowles is getting older.
Yep.
You got Ben Powers on the last year of his contract. McGlinchey's contract's coming up too. So, shore up the offensive line, shore up the trenches. But right now, where it's like Super Bowl or bust, and maybe there's a guy out there like a tight end that you can plug and play to help out with Adam Trotman and Evan Ingram, I go down that route.
Okay. After O-line, the next most likely position by the odds is tight end at plus 425, so a little bit greater than 4-1. After that, it takes a big jump to safety at plus 750. I think this is interesting because a safety was getting mocked to the Broncos left and right out of Toledo before the Broncos got out of the first round.
Yeah.
So when they were still there, it was the safety from Toledo was getting mocked by Mel Kiper and Field Yates. So I think that's interesting for that to be that long of a shot at plus 750, where a $100 bet would win you $750 if they drafted a safety. I think that's mispriced. I think safety is much more likely than this long shot odds would indicate. At plus 750 as well as a running back. So they think it's pretty unlikely that the Broncos are going to draft one in the second round. And then it jumps all the way up to cornerback at 12-1, wide receiver at 25-1. That makes a lot of sense after the Waddle addition. And then quarterback is 45-1. not even sure why that's even listed there. We don't, we know that's not going to happen.
Well, I would say this, Z. There's two positions that they were just listed there that you still have to watch out for because it is the draft. Things can go wrong or they can go right for you, but also there's some trades that can happen throughout the draft, right? So, for example, you're seeing that maybe a safety's mocked to the Denver Broncos. Well, Brendan Jones is on the last year of his contract. Brendan Jones was hurt a lot of this year. Mm-hmm. And who's to say that they're sitting there saying, well, we like Brendan Jones, but we're not willing to give him the money that he's going to want. And if you get rid of him and trade him, I think you get like $8 million off the book right now. I have to go back and look at that, so don't put that to my name in permanent marker. But also, you do got an edge rusher where you have Jonah Ellis that's moving positions. You got Q Robinson that you really don't know about. So I can see where maybe they're like, hey, let's trade someone like Jonah Ellis if it comes down to being right for us and we don't really have a vision for him. And then also Q Robinson is like, we like this man, but we can't trust him. Let's go out there and get a younger guy that's going to push him to get to his potential that we need him to go to. And if he doesn't work out, we got a guy that we drafted that can play right away. Because this second-round draft pick, I'm expecting to play. If there's a hole that needs to be filled and you get in that position, you draft him, he should be playing.
I just don't know with where this roster is at if the second-rounder is going to play.
And you may be right. Unless something goes wrong or somebody gets hurt, you may be right. That second-round draft pick may be sitting there for a year.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Okay, NFL draft 18 days away. We'll obviously continue to have conversations like these. Okay, what did we make of the final straw poll for NBA MVP? We'll go over the results coming up next.
The Avalanche are built to chase a Stanley Cup, but Colorado's biggest question mark is sitting right in the blue paint. With Wedgwood, the goaltending looks solid. With Blackwood, every shot feels like a coin flip. The Avs are the favorites. The roster's loaded, the window's open. But the cup run might come down to the one thing they can't predict: the goaltending.
How can you feel confident moving forward with Blackwood in the back of your mind, knowing that kind of performance is working?
You can't. I think that part of you has fooled yourself into believing, hey, man, he's played really well. He's like 4 starts in a row or 3 starts in a row, and he's played really good behind. No, I don't see a guy that has great confidence back there, that feels like the team has great confidence in him. I feel like that's a guy that they're trying to pump up. They're trying to give him confidence.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
There's nothing more meaningful you could do for yourself, your family, and friends than finally getting rid of that pain so they can enjoy time with you again, especially heading into vacation season. If you say yes to any of these questions, you are the kind of patient QC Kinetics regenerative treatments help every single day. Do you have consistent joint pain in your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? The pain keeps you from getting a good night's sleep. I'm missing work or saying no to activities that I enjoy. I don't want surgery and a long recovery. I'm at the end of my rope, taking medications every day to just get through. Moment of truth. Did you answer yes to more than one of those questions? Well, today could be your day to turn that corner and finally get relief. QC Kinetics treatments are easy. They're done right there in the office so you can go about your day. The consultation's free, so don't wait. Call today. 303-900-8986. That's 303-900-8986. With locations in Aurora, Superior, Highlands Ranch, and the Springs, it's QC Kinetics.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Cecil Lammy here from my friends at windownation.com. Listen, in Colorado, we get different types of weather all the time. So whether your cold air is escaping or your warm air is escaping, your windows are likely to blame. And getting top quality custom fit windows from Window Nation is easy and affordable. And during the More You Buy, the More You Save sale, you could save up to 50% off. Plus, you could get them with 0 interest for 5 years. During these uncertain times, one of the best investments you can make is in your home. So visit windownation.com now to book book a consultation.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Everything is getting more expensive. Gas, groceries, and especially rent, which can go up every single year. But as a homeowner, you have a secret weapon. While the world gets pricier, a fixed-rate mortgage stays exactly the same. That stability isn't just peace of mind, it's your family's financial foundation. American Financing understands home ownership creates wealth. Every monthly payment builds equity and stacks your net worth on autopilot. It's how the middle class actually wins the long game. Your home is a flexible asset. You can live in it, rent it out for passive income, or pass it down to your children. Renting gives you none of that. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants can help you get pre-qualified with no upfront fees. Call American Financing today and get a pre-qualification letter in 24 hours or less. Call them at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. Secure your rate, build your wealth, and get the cash you need. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, halfway home here on a Monday. Appreciate you guys rocking with us.
Flying by, man.
Oh, my gosh. No question about it. I want to talk about the final iteration of the straw poll.
And let's talk about it, Z.
From ESPN's Tim Bontemps. He has made this a cottage industry, and he's been doing it. I think this is the 9th year of it. The first year was 2017. And it is a crystal clear, well, I shouldn't say crystal clear. It has historically been wildly accurate.
The straw poll. Just a quick little
like a
meaning
summary
for it,
of,
please. Yeah, for the listeners, they're coming and going all the time.
Let's do it in about 15 seconds. Playoff season is upon us, and we want to help you get ready with some new gear for your favorite team. Enter for your chance to win a daily $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and a possible grand prize of $1,000. All you have to do is listen for the keyword every hour between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. Text it in to 303-713-1043 before that hour ends. The more keywords that you enter, the more chances you have to win. For more information and a complete rules list, you could visit DenverSports.com/keyword. Okay, so Tim Bontemps, what he does here, and for my money, he is one of the best in the business. He is so informed, so connected, incredibly professional and articulate, and I'm a fan of his. He polls 100 media members, which is the exact setup. It's a replica of how it actually goes down.
Yeah.
And he talks to 100 media members, and from around every NBA market is represented. All right, and this thing has become a compass for what's going to happen. Now, maybe a little bit different this time. We'll talk about it. But I think it's been bang on for the final straw poll. I think has got not only the MVP right for like 7 straight years,
but the exact order of the MVP voting has been nailed for like 6 straight years. So it's a incredible representation of what's to come here in just a couple weeks. So he polled these people, and this is relevant. He polled 100 NBA media members Monday through Wednesday of last week.
Okay.
And obviously things change.
Well, for sure.
Right? So, and we can talk about it. But here's the results of the final straw poll. He does one like 5 weeks into the season, one around midseason, and then this one that dropped on Friday. SGA had 88 of the 100 first place votes.
Damn.
Yeah. Like
so
it's
slide like it.
Yeah.
He is going to win it.
Yeah.
According to the media members.
Yes. And it's when it's this resounding and it's this overwhelming, 88 of the 100 first place votes, and this is the final straw poll. This isn't the midseason one. It's not the early season one. It probably is just gonna come true.
Happen.
It's gonna come true.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. Wemby had 8 first place votes. Jokic had 3 total first place votes. He had 20 second place votes, and he had 52 third place votes. So the most likely landing spot for Nikola Jokic was third place. Now,
and you didn't like that. Remember, you were like, man, if he's going to fall to SGA, then he needs to be number 2.
Yes, because I think because Jokic has either won the award or finished runner-up for 5 consecutive years here.
Yeah.
And if you're able to say, like the sentence, Jokic either won the MVP or finished runner-up for fill-in-the-blank years, it's already an incredibly impactful statement unto itself right now. But every year that gets tacked on, it's just setting the bar higher and higher for the future of NBA basketball. So the next time someone like Jokic or SGA or Wemby comes around, it's like, well, dude, 6 straight years he was MVP or finished runner-up? That's insane. And I want that to continue, and I fear that it won't.
But with that being said, after what just happened, Z.
Exactly. That's why I wanted to talk about this.
This isn't the gospel when you talk about this poll.
That's right.
We're talking about human beings that can change their mind, correct?
Correct.
This isn't set in stone.
Nope.
So what was it yesterday or Saturday? Saturday do to affect the MVP race? Because when I look at Jokic, and I feel bad because I sat here and said maybe Thursday before you left, because you weren't here on Friday, we talked about is SGA or Jokic, who would you go for and who would you vote for? Michael Malone voted for SGA.
Yep.
People were upset with it. I said SGA. But then after watching that game,
I
would vote for SGA at that time.
Yep.
But then after watching Jokic and what he did to Wemby, it's like, damn, am I wrong? Like, I feel bad for voting for SGA now.
I'd feel bad if I were you too. It's just an incredible amount of shame on you and your family, your extended family.
Look at you shaking your head. Now, you have always been on Jokic. You're God, right? You're king.
I would vote for Jokic.
Okay.
He's doing something unprecedented. Now, so is SGA. Obviously, we're kidding around. No one in the history of NBA basketball, no guard ever, has averaged more than 30 points on 55% shooting. That's insane.
It's insane.
But also, we've never seen what Jokic is doing, ever. There's no precedent where he's a top 10 scorer, top 8 scorer, and he's number 1 in rebounds and assists for the first time in the history of basketball in the same season. Wilt did it against firemen, and plumbers.
Yeah,
but
he did.
But
he did.
Even he never did it in the same season. All right? And that's when he was just an extraterrestrial playing in an undeveloped game at that time.
I'm sure there was a couple firemen out there or plumbers that can hoop.
No doubt. And of course, I'm being silly, but the game of basketball, Wilt, you get me going.
He was in a time where it was just different.
In my opinion, Wilt Chamberlain is the most overrated basketball player in the history of the game. Okay?
Because of the time period.
And how he is still talked about of Wilt Chamberlain, the average center at the time in the NBA was 6'7". He also played in the fastest era of basketball. If I asked average basketball fans, hey, what's the fastest era? I'm sure a lot of people would say, well, today. It's the highest scoring. Tell me why in the 1960s the scores were the same as today without a three-point line. They didn't play defense,
No
Phil.
defense.
Literally. They just ran up and down the court, and whoever made the most shots, and he was so physically dominant, but he didn't win. That's a problem. You were so physically dominant in an undeveloped era of basketball, and you didn't even win. You lost every single time to Bill Russell, who I have much more respect for as a player. And obviously, I'm not talking about these guys as individuals.
People, I mean. Why the hell we start going? Oh,
because of the MVP.
Yeah. Even Wilt didn't
SGA,
do it.
Yeah.
Even Wilt didn't do what Jokic is doing right now. So I would
Wilt
vote.
got you in a bind right now. You're pissed off.
I think Kobe's 81 is more impressive than Wilt's 100.
Hands down.
So
hands down. Kobe's 81 is impressive than Bam's as well.
It is.
That still pisses me off.
So, and then you had some idiot who in 5 votes in the straw poll left Jokic off their ballot completely. And I think their identity should be exposed. Well, despite it being a straw poll still.
Come on.
I want to know.
What are you going to do about it?
I don't know.
You send him a nasty text line message.
Maybe so. Luka, Dante's MVP, got 0 first-place votes.
Damn, Z's out for blood today.
And
he's out for blood. He's like, shame on me for SGA, shame on you for Luka.
No, I didn't say shame on you for SGA, but I said you guys were crazy for Luka. He didn't get a first-place vote, and then he promptly got hurt on Friday night, so you can thank Dante for that as well. Jokic finished outside the top 2. This is nuts. He finished outside the top 2 in the straw poll for the first time since December 2022.
Damn.
That was a presidential term ago. Like that was years ago. And so I wanted that stretch to keep going. I don't know if what happened on Saturday could swing a Wemby vote to a Jokic vote. I'm hoping so,
but
man.
Why wouldn't it? Like, you literally, everybody got to watch that game. It was on Peacock, by the way. Everybody got to watch that game. And Wemby is coming. He's an all-star. Was it on? Oh, you over there?
Dante, did you say that on the air or no?
That was just for you.
Oh, go ahead and say
Well,
it.
you're giving me crap for saying I would vote for Luka, and you're like, he got 0 votes. But my guy that I think's going to win got 3. Like, that's so much better.
No, you're right. I don't think Jokic is going to win, right?
No, yeah. I think SGA is going to win. Everybody is kind of latched on to SGA, and they're tired of Jokic. That's what it looks like. They're numb to what Jokic is doing, his greatness. But I still think Jokic should come in number 2, second. And I know Wemby is doing a great job, but if you didn't watch that game, you're insane. All right, you should go back. You need to go watch the game and see what Jokic did to Wemby. Wemby is coming, but he's not there yet, especially against Jokic. Jokic needs to be at least number 2, and I believe he will be, Z. I believe that.
I hope so. I hope you're right.
I think that they're obeying their eyes, and it's like, how could you not put that man who's averaging almost 28 points, all right, 13 rebounds and 12 assists almost? Like, it's crazy.
It is crazy. On 57% shooting. And so Shea's 55%. Jokic is shooting it at a higher clip. Okay. It's probably not going to work out. They're human beings. And if human beings are voting on this, the week before the season's ending, I hope there's some pliable, flexible folks that would flip their vote. But
we shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. Okay. Speaking of the Nuggets, they won their biggest game of the season and accomplished something else while doing it. That's next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on treatment the same day, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
Stoking for my friends at Roller Auction, a leader in Colorado auctions for over 50 years. And they got one of my favorite auctions that's open for bidding right now that's ending April 8th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Government Fleet Vehicle and Equipment Auction. This has got SUVs, sedans, pickup trucks, utility trucks, dump trucks, police vehicles, trailers, various municipality equipment, and so much more. Like I said, it's one of my favorite auctions. It's open for bidding right now. Go check it out only at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Driving fun and excitement are at the Colorado Auto Show.
From family SUVs to high-end luxury and sports cars.
Hybrid innovation to trucks and off-road.
Friday through Sunday, Colorado Convention Center.
ColoradoAutoShow.com.
Hey, did you hear about that multi-billion-dollar Roundup settlement?
Yeah, it impacts people who are exposed to weed killers at work or at home, even if you just used it in your own yard. Lawsuits claim it causes non-Hodgkin lymphoma, a blood cancer.
But we're not sick, so that doesn't affect us.
But it does. This cancer can take 10 to 15 years to show up.
That's a long time after exposure.
It is, and that's why the settlement is paying claims for up to 21 years. If you get sick, even years from now, you could get $6,000 to $165,000 or more as part of this settlement.
So what's the catch?
If you stay in, you give up the right to sue them later.
Learn more at weedkillerclass.com or call 1-888-403-8201. If you or a loved one has or had non-Hodgkin lymphoma, even if they've passed, you must register for benefits. That's weedkillerclass.com. 1-888-403-8201. Paid for by the Roundup Settlement.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
For over a decade, Bluebird Windows and Doors of Denver has been servicing the Front Range with products built to withstand Colorado's unpredictable weather. Bluebird Sunrise Collection windows are built to last a lifetime and are backed by strong warranties. Buy 3, get 1 free through April, and mention you heard about Bluebird from me, Mike Evans. You'll save an additional 5%. Enjoy the outdoors through energy-efficient Bluebird windows. Visit gobluebirdco.com. Bluebird Windows and Doors. Make today a Bluebird day.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So, even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Imagine a world where you can leave the house and take your Wi-Fi speeds with you. Thanks to Xfinity Mobile, it's not just a fantasy. Just picture it. You're at your kid's soccer game streaming the other game in 4K. Just like that, in the airport, download a cozy family comedy in a snap with Wi-Fi Power Boost. What if the places you had to be felt more like the places where you wanted to be? That's the magic of Xfinity Mobile. Reliable Wi-Fi and 5G when you need it. Xfinity, imagine that. Cut your mobile bill in half with 2 lines of unlimited. Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings based on promotional rate for 2 lines of Xfinity Mobile Unlimited versus regular rates of 2 lines of T-Mobile Experience More, Verizon Unlimited Plus, and AT&T Starter as of 2/10/26. Taxes, fees, extra after promotion. Regular rates apply.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is Jersey. Jersey. Text Jersey to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's Jersey to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 1043 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip.
I would say the Boston Celtics.
Sure, that's a good one.
Remember that one?
That's a great one,
but
yeah.
It's all about timing. When we were playing the Boston Celtics, the starting 5 wasn't out there.
Correct.
But the reason I would say Boston Celtics is because of the defensive part of it. You know, I love my defense. And defensively, they were on point. The Denver Nuggets we're talking about. When you
they held them to 84 points that day.
Yeah, so I would say that game. But then again, is that going to be a bunch of, to argue about? Because you're right. They at the point when it was Spurs, they had 5 games left. Wemby is playing. Jokic is playing. The whole starting 5 is playing. You're still jockeying for a seeding because the Lakers kind of have given you that opportunity to have opened that door. So, you know what? Yeah, you're right. The Spurs is the biggest game that just happened that we end up winning, the Nuggets, that is.
Yeah, I think another candidate could have been the overtime win against Minnesota on Christmas.
Ooh, that's a good one, too.
Where Jokic had a 56-point triple-double. Just insane. That's a candidate. The Celtics one is a candidate. And here's the thing. The game against the Sixers when they were missing all 5 starters and Tim Hardaway Jr., they were almost 17-point favorites that they won outright.
The 17-point favorite one.
That was insane. That was like in terms of like the most improbable win of the year. That certainly takes the cake. But, a lot of times that we would say this is the best win of the season because it was true at that time. Now we have the benefit of hindsight looking back at the season nearly in totality and can judge this against the others and say, yeah, because of the unique situation. And here's the thing, Phil. The Spurs were 27-2 in their last 29 games.
Oh, remember, you were sitting there making a song with the DJ. Win, 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 win.
Yeah, no, I remember doing that on Thursday because when you say it like that, they were mowing down the NBA.
They were. But with that being said, you have sat here also and said, I don't know if they're believable when come postseason because of the accumulated scars that they do not have.
San Antonio,
that is. Yeah. And with somebody like when I said like a big game, maybe one of the biggest was the Celtics. We're sitting on the other side of the conference, and the Celtics can win it all still. Yeah. Right? They have what it takes.
But let me say this too: when they beat the Celtics didn't have Jason Tatum.
That's true.
You remember
that is true.
You remember they beat the Spurs back on March 12th. They had to come from behind.
It was like 19 points.
Yes, but they didn't have Wemby. So like this one, you have the hottest team in the NBA, like unequivocally. You're battling for position to try to get the 3 seed. 24 hours, less than 24 hours after you learn that the Lakers lose Luka and Austin Reeves, and it's like, oh my goodness. And so for all this stuff together, I think it's the biggest win of the year. A couple other fair candidates, so to your point. But that was a biggie, man. And to have Jokic, man, the approach from Nikola Jokic, you saw it right out of the gate. He is such an interesting dude, man, because It was just against Utah, I think it was.
It was.
Where he took 10 total shots. And it was almost like Will Hardy, the coach from the Jazz, was like deploying like a strategy against Jokic where it was a single defender sending no double. And Jokic was like, well, I don't want to score this way. I'm not going to shoot it tonight.
It'll make it harder for me, coach. Come on.
Literally. Phil, there's something to that. He has one of his best games of the year against Victor Wembanyama, an MVP candidate who's supposed to finish ahead of him. Some of the best performances of his career came against Rudy Gobert, who's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer because of his defense. And he just takes these matchups where he feels like he is dealing with his equal, and you see the best of him. Not when there's an undersized defender in single coverage. He like doesn't respect it. He doesn't.
Well, so ask me this: do you think that Jokic fears Wemby?
No, absolutely not.
No, not
No.
just not even a little bit. Like where it keeps him up at night.
No.
The reason I said that is because not too long ago, Jokic is playing Wemby and couldn't get a shot off. You remember that game where you couldn't get that shot off?
Yeah, it was a potential game-winning shot. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this game, it seems like maybe Jokic figured him out, or maybe he went into it with a different mindset of like, I don't care who you are, I'm going to shoot over you, and I'm going to find out how I can beat you. I just asked you because like Wemby is coming. Wemby is this superstar. Jokic knows that. He's slowing down a little bit, but Jokic might have to play Wemby here soon in the postseason. Yeah. He may have to get past him. And it's like, does Jokic fear Wemby?
I think in no way, shape, or form does he fear him. I think that...
Why, though? Why would you say no?
Because just the way that he approaches these top-tier matchups, I don't think he fears anyone. Just his mindset is so unique where, like... You have someone like Jamal, right? He's when did he just go for it was 53 against like a tanking Mavericks team, right? Like Jamal will oftentimes, and I'm not throwing shade at Jamal. I'm just saying he gets in those settings where it's like no one can guard me. I'm going to go for 50. I don't care that you guys are tanking. Jokic sometimes says no one can guard me, therefore I'm not going to give you my best. I'm not going to punch someone with their hands in their pockets. I need another warrior across from me who is ready for a fist fight, and I will fight. And that's when you'll see the best of me. Most NBA players are not like that. Most are like and again, I'm not saying it in like a super, super negative way, but like Jamal, if he sees an opportunity to eat, he's going to eat. Jokic, he sees an opportunity to eat. Man, no, he's got to hunt to eat his food.
Ooh, that's a good one right there.
That's a bar.
That's a bar right there because lions do that, right? Lions love to hunt. They love to hunt, but if there's an animal that's wounded, they won't go after it because they love to hunt.
That's Jokic.
That's Jokic right now.
He goes big game hunting only.
For Jamal, he's that hyena. He's going to take anything. He's like, oh, that's a leg.
All right. The Avs took another step in exercising a demon over the weekend. We'll get to it next.
Every Nuggets game between now and the postseason feels like a balancing act. Do you push for seeding or protect the bodies that matter most? The core is championship tested. But if Denver wants another parade, they've got to answer the question nobody likes to say out loud. How hard do you push when your stars are nursing injuries? And how much can you risk before the playoffs even start?
You can't just shut these guys down till the postseason. Their first action of basketball from where we sit right now can't be in the NBA playoffs. I don't believe that. You're not going to make it out of the first round. You're not going to be ready.
But if they're not ready to play because of injury, let's just say that they're not fully healthy and they tweak something again that last game when the Thunder and the Spurs are not playing for anything, so they don't have guys out there.
Yeah.
Then we're sitting here saying, damn, we're really concerned now. I don't want to sit them, but I have no choice.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
No tax returns, no W-2s, no kidding. We have expanded our guidelines to help even more people qualify for a loan to buy a home or save money on one they already own. Call U.S. Mortgages at 303-LOW-RATE.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
Hey guys, looking for TRT that's flexible enough for your lifestyle? Head to Low T Center, the #1 name in TRT. Choose from testosterone shots, pills, or enclophamine. You can get your treatment in clinic or have testosterone shipped right to your door front. You can even choose self-pay or insurance coverage for the payment option that works best for you. Boost energy, increase confidence, and bring back the heat in the bedroom. Book a free T-test now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment.
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. Default terms at mintmobile.com.
Are you looking to find more fairways, hit more greens, and lower your scores? Then it's time for a custom fitting from a Shields certified master fitter. Learning from the world's top fitters at Titleist Performance Institute, Callaway Performance Center, and the Ping Proving Grounds, we have the tools and expertise to match the right clubs to your swing for a more consistent game. Elevate your play today. Visit shields.com/expert fitting to schedule your session.
When disaster hits your home, it's game time. Water in the basement, fire damage, mold creeping in? Don't sit on the sidelines. Call Able. Able Restoration is your first round draft pick for emergency response, mitigation, and full rebuild. We move fast, protect your property, and fight for you with insurance start to finish. This isn't practice, this is your home. And when it's time to step up and protect what matters most, bring Able to the table. Call 303-590-5600. Go Able.
Bring Able to the table.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Spring is in the air, and Alev's long-lasting pain relief is here to keep you moving. The days are longer and the flowers are blooming. Whether it's gardening, yard work, or just spending more time outdoors, spring is a way of getting us moving despite any body pain. That's where Aleve can keep you going. With just one dose, Aleve gives you long-lasting body pain relief for up to 12 hours. From sunup to sundown, Aleve's got your back. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a cybersecurity engineer at a publicly traded company.
We've been hacked! They're through our firewall!
How is that even possible?
They got my password.
Please don't tell me your password was password.
It's actually password 1.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Stop waiting for rates and take advantage of real buying opportunities. Lowest Rate for Life helps you get the deal you want on the home today, and if rates fall in the future, we can redo your loan with no lender fees and no appraisal fees. U.S. Mortgages 303 low rate.
All loans subject to approval and change. License number 392126.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by Step Denver, a nonprofit solution to addiction and homelessness.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
The Avalanche took another step over the weekend in exercising a demon.
There was an avalanche for the Avalanche.
Man, so good to see the Avalanche beat those guys in green, man. The Stars have been a historical thorn in the Av side. The rivalry is as relevant now, it feels like, especially after what happened last year, as it's ever been.
Oh, it's real now. It's not like the Red Wings or anything like that.
No.
This is why we watch hockey. This is why you watch basketball and football. It's the rivalries. It's when you tune in, you know you're going to get a good hockey game, football game, basketball game. And at the end of it, you hope that your team wins. And for the Avalanche, that was the case on Saturday, right? You're watching, you're going through this game. It's a really good back and forth slugfest. The Dallas Stars did slow it down, and I figured it was going to be the case. They're going to clog up the neutral zone, slow it down, try to force the Avs to make mistakes, put themselves in a situation where the Dallas Stars have their power play out there, which their power play is really, really good. Dallas Stars, that is.
Yep.
But guess what, Dallas? We have a great penalty kill. And we were able to kill off those penalties and find a way to win that game 2-0.
I love it. I love to see it. Basically, it just puts your foot on the neck of the Stars.
There you go.
And so obviously they lost last night. Really unbothered by it.
Yeah, it's going to happen. It was on the back-to-back. It was another the back-to-back. Could have won it.
Could have.
Avs could have won it. Honestly, should have won it. Blackwood was in between the pipes. And, it just didn't go their way. But I wasn't sitting there upset and mad that the Avs lost. I was happy that they beat Dallas and put themselves in a good situation to win the Central Division. And then they could have definitely just shirted up by beating the Blues.
Yeah.
But the thing about the Blues is, they're fighting for a playoff spot. They're in the wild card.
Correct.
So they're fighting for something.
Desperately fighting. And they looked like it. I thought they were skating so hard last night. And I thought the Avs, for the second night of a back-to-back, they were flying around too, especially early. But the legs, the longer that game went on, it's just, some heavy legs, natural, and it's natural, human come-down stuff after an emotional win over your rival the night before. And so you're traveling. So all that stuff was at play, all good. The Avs became the NHL's first team to 50 wins for the third time in franchise history. The other times where this happened, all right, 2001, team went and won the Stanley Cup. 22, team went and won the Stanley Cup.
All right.
All right, so they're actually just the fourth team. This is a really interesting stat, in my opinion. They're just the fourth team in the history of the NHL to post 4 50-win seasons in a span of 5 years. The only teams in NHL history that have ever done that are the Boston Bruins in the early to mid-'70s, the Detroit Red Wings in the early 2000s, 2005-06 season through the 2008 and 9 season, and Montreal back in the mid to late 70s. All right. What's interesting is I went back and looked at these teams. So these 3 other teams who had posted 4 50-win seasons in a span of 5 years, all of them appeared in multiple Stanley Cups. Now, all of them won a Stanley Cup as well. The Avs have done that here. But each of them went on to another Stanley Cup. Sometimes they won, sometimes they lost. I'm just bringing it up to say that if the Avs don't at least appear in the Stanley Cup, they will be the first team in the history of the sport to have 4 50-win seasons in a span of 5 years and not appear in multiple Cup finals.
Well, Z, we already know it's a cup or bust year. Not only do the Avs need to appear in the Stanley Cup final, but they also need to win it. They have the guys. They have the goalie. They actually have 2 because I do believe Blackwood is still going to be in between the pipes in some way, shape, or form throughout the postseason.
He will.
It's just going to happen like that. It's a long, long series. There's a long series. But they got the guys. They have the coach. They just have to go out there and execute. They're getting better with the power play, although the power play kind of was quiet.
Yeah, it was.
Past 2 games.
Yep.
But then again with the penalty kill, right? Having that and Avs were able to do that without the best defenseman in Kale. So it's like it's looking really, really good for the Avs. They have to sustain that. Big Val was out with the injury, but we know that he would have played and Kale would have played if this was a playoff game. We know that. They're tough. So it's just little things like that they have to correct. The power play they have to correct the Avs so that they can get to the championship and then win it.
Yep. Against Dallas on Saturday, it was Netchus who had the only non-empty net goal. McKinnon puts one in the back of the net to finish the game. So score a little bit deceiving just how tight that game was. Netchus, by the way, now has 3 goals and 9 points in 4 games against the Stars this year. He has played his best hockey in these high-leverage games against the rival Dallas Stars. And McKinnon, I just think this is insane, Phil. Nathan McKinnon now has 93 even-strength points. Okay?
He's the man.
That is the most in a single season since Jaromir Jagr had 95 even-strength points for the Penguins back in 1995. This is an MVP caliber season. I believe he's going to win the Hart Trophy. With all due respect to these others, all right, and they're fantastic. Nikita Kucherov, these others, they're great. Not McKinnon doing something for the first time since Jaromir Jagr in terms of even strength points, and you got to go back. What is that? 30 years ago? Yeah, you have to go back over 30 years to the last time someone's done something like Nathan McKinnon, and it's a legend within the sport like Jaromir Jagr.
Yeah, the Hart Trophy's his. The Hart Trophy's his. The one thing I will say about the Dallas Star game, and I know everybody's like, oh, but Ottinger was not in between the pipes.
Sure.
I wanted to see him in between the pipes because what did Nate Dogg say after losing to them in the shootout the last time? We have to find a way to get to Ottinger.
Yep.
So I think that was a smart move on Dallas. For Dallas to strategically, and I believe it was a strategy of like, hey, we know what you can do against the Avs. You've been doing it for a very long time in the postseason, in the regular season. It does not matter. They're trying to figure you out. Let's not give them another opportunity, a pre-test before the real test. So we're going to let you sit, get the rest, because we know it's going to be a long series. It's going to be a long time coming if we're trying to win a cup. And they threw out another goalie, which, by the way, the goalie did a good job as well.
Sure.
So I think that was a smart move by Dallas doing that because Nate Dogg and them were going to try to find a way to pepper Ottinger and find a way to get past him before this playoffs started.
All right. Interesting thought there. And then
I think sometimes
the Avs goaltender, I'm proud of you.
Thank you, man.
The Avs goaltender, Wedgie, he stopped every single shot that came his way.
Yeah.
And it just builds further momentum that this is going to be the starting goaltender. You know, it feels like an open and shut case right now.
Yeah, come on.
You can't allow less goals than 0. His 3rd shutout of the season. So really, really, really good stuff there from the Avs, despite that loss last night. I'm not worried about that at all. And then, by the way, shout out Brett Burns. In the starting lineup for his 1,000th consecutive game. Like, are you kidding me?
Iron Man right there.
That is insane. That is totally insane. Okay.
And shout out to the Sabres. New York Sabres clinching their playoff berth.
Buffalo Sabres.
Buffalo
Sabres.
Buffalo Sabres.
Yes.
In New York.
Yeah, I haven't watched a Sabres game in probably, 39? Probably, over 20 years.
Yeah.
You just say that.
It's a big deal, though.
I'm rooting for them. Oh, they're a huge deal right now in Western New York. Huge. And they're having an out-of-nowhere season. And the only thing that changed, nothing changed year over year. The only thing that changed is they fired their general manager. The entire same group came back, and they're at 100 points right now in the Eastern Conference. But, yeah, I grew up – I was a big Sabres fan growing up, not so much as I aged. But, yeah, they had some really fun teams at the end of the 90s. And they're being coached by Lindy Ruff, who was their coach 25 years ago. He got fired for years. Yeah, and so it's nice to see. That market loves
Buffalo
hockey.
Buffalo Sabres.
All right. What did we make of the first home series for the Colorado Rockies? I want to hit that. Also, the Nuggets and Avs did have massive weekends. Who had the more impactful weekend? We'll get to all of that as we're on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
This week's Recovery of the Week is brought to you by Step Denver, the men's residential addiction recovery program in Lower Downtown. Our Recovery of the Week this week belongs to the Colorado Rockies, who won their second series of the season in Toronto for the first time in the history of the organization. Last season, the Rockies didn't win their first series of the season until June, and this season, they get it done in the first week of the season. That was our Recovery of the Week presented by Step Denver. And it's Zach here once again, sitting down with Timothy. Timothy, thank you for meeting with us. If you don't mind, just tell us how you got to Step Denver and what's been your experience while being at Step Denver.
I got to Step Denver in a really interesting way. I was homeless and had nowhere to go. I actually walked by Step a couple days earlier. And this girl leaving me was actually the catalyst to me getting here. Step Denver has meant so much to me since I've been here. The discipline that I have found here has been incredible. The support that has been here has been incredible. It's been authentic, to say. That's a word for it.
And is it safe to say that Step Denver has changed your life?
Yes, absolutely. In the short time that I've been here about 3 months now, my life has catapulted into success. Every day is a new discipline. Every day is a new habit added, and it's all thanks to Step and the staff and the community that we have built here.
What would you say to someone who's considering coming to Step?
I would highly encourage them to do so. It'll take you out of your comfort zone, which is needed when we want growth in life. It enhances you in every single way of your life.
Man, I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you sharing your story and continued success of walking that path of sobriety. Appreciate you so much, Timothy.
Thank you so much.
If you are struggling with addiction or want to make a donation to help the men who are calling Step to get their life back today, please visit stepdenver.org.
It's the weekend, and the last thing you want is yard work. At Waterloo Turf, they help Denver homeowners trade lawn chores for more free time. No mowing, no watering, no mud. Just a green championship-level lawn all season long. Perfect for kids, pets, and backyard get-togethers. From backyards to putting greens, Waterloo Turf installs premium artificial turf built for Colorado. Visit waterlooturf.com/Denver and book your free consultation. Waterloo Turf. Get your Saturdays back.
Still babysitting your cleaning crew? Missed trash, dusty desks, complaints from staff? Pike Janitorial has served Denver businesses since 1994 with professionally supervised commercial cleaning that gets done right the first time. Offices, warehouses, medical facilities, they show up, handle it, and you don't have to think about it. No excuses, no callbacks. And they'll beat your current cleaner's price by 10%. Guaranteed. Call 303-306-0290. Pike Janitorial. Clean you can count on.
Looking for a way for your hard-earned money to work hard for you? Open a 13-month CD at 3.75% APY from Ent Credit Union, soon to be Wings Credit Union. With a minimum deposit of only $500, a 13-month term, and a guaranteed annual percentage yield of 3.75%, your future self will thank you. But hurry, this special rate is only for a limited time. Get started today at ent.com/CD special. Rate accurate as of March 1st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Insured by NCUA.
When a semi-truck hits you, it's not always just a fender bender. First, it's the missed work. Then the medical bills pile up. And these big rig companies can move fast with teams of lawyers, investigators, and denials. If you're not ready, you're already behind. At the Berg Simpson Law Firm, we've handled these cases for decades. So if you've been struck by an 18-wheeler, call us at Berg Simpson today.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
Most financial advisors only manage your money. They refer you out for taxes. They refer you out for estate planning. They refer you out when things get complicated. Did they really vet that person? Or did they meet once, exchange business cards, and call it a partnership? A referral isn't accountability. It's a handoff. When your investments, taxes, and estate plan are built separately, gaps happen, and those can cost money. At Trajan, we didn't build a referral network. We built a family office for all. Wealth, tax, estate. One team delivering coordinated planning once reserved for the ultra-wealthy. If you want real coordination and not just introductions, call Trajan Wealth today.
Call Trajan today at 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store or you can shop online. Staples, that was easy. One real Broncos talk. Cecil Lammy and Andrew Mason bring the heat on Orange and Blue Today. The most passionate intelligence and in-depth Broncos coverage in the game. Weekdays at 5 p.m. on the Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan YouTube channel. Hit subscribe at Denver Sports 104.3 and never miss another take. Orange and Blue Today, powered by Ramos Law, official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, rolling downhill on a Monday. At the top of the hour, I want to get back into the Nuggets primarily and mix in the Avs of who had a more impactful weekend. All right, and we can talk about that. Also, I want to get to Rockies here. All right, their first home series of the season. What do you make of it? Because it's kind of like a similar vibe to the first 6 games of the year, and we'll talk about in what way that is similar here in just a moment. But first, guys, join the 2015 Denver Bronco greats like Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, Coach Gary Kubiak as they look back at their Super Bowl 50 run. Night of Champions is a live show that will feature a dynamic panel discussion, football stories and memories, giving fans an all-access look at one of the greatest seasons in the history of football. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. All right, enter now at denversports.com/champions for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets. All right, Phil, Rockies home opener on Friday.
Rockies, man, you were there.
I was there. Had a incredible time.
I'm sure you did.
Incredible.
I'm sure you did, buddy.
The whole day, Phil, was just
let me close my eyes and just imagine you just
ear to ear,
ooh,
just smiling
ooh,
all
you
day.
Have a cigar in your mouth?
I did have a cigar in my mouth.
Come on.
I did. Yeah, so I went to the game alone. All right, and I had 2 tickets. And for whatever reason, man, and I'm sure there's something psychologically that would explain this, but I had these 2 tickets for like 6 weeks, and I thought about 50 people to bring, and
50 people, and not one was me. Damn, Z! What I ever do to you?
You have to work. You have to work.
Don't you dare.
Oh man. But for whatever reason, I never texted anyone, and I just I don't know. It's weird. The older I get, I'm more and more comfortable being alone, and so I ended up selling a ticket and just maneuvering through Lodo. Solo mission.
People watching, everything, huh?
Everything. It was hysterically fun. If I wanted to go to this bar, that bar, if I wanted to leave, whenever I wanted to leave, I left, you know?
A luxury, man.
So it was cool. And then, and actually, I got to tell you this first, because and again, I'm sure there's something in deep in my psyche that led me to do this. So I want to spend this day alone, and then the next day on Saturday, I almost overcompensated. Dude, I ended up hitting up 10 dads. Not 10 dads. 10 dads. And invited them all over my house.
So you were just like, hey, guys, come over.
Yeah.
Come hang.
And I said, hey, come over for the UConn game at 4 o'clock. And I didn't realize all 10 of them were going to say yes. And dude, here's the thing. Here's the kicker. I didn't tell my wife.
Oh.
I didn't tell my wife.
Oh,
I just started,
dude.
and then so
you're in the doghouse.
So
how's that couch feel?
I said, hey babe, just to let you know, I invited some of the dads over, and they all said yes, and they're all bringing their kids. So there ended up being 20 people at my house on Saturday, and we ordered pizza, and I went bought a bunch of beer, and we had a great time. But opening day, it continues to be like a holiday in Denver, and I was lucky to be there. And I would never, because I posted this picture before the game, hey, nowhere else I'd rather be than Coors Field. And people like you and others, you guys are trying to drag me. Like, can't believe you're at that terrible game.
We were praying for your downfall.
Yes, you were. There's no doubt. There's no doubt.
You're trying to drag me.
And I'm like, if you fools think that the final score is going to impact my experience on opening day, you're nuts. So it was hilariously fun. Shout out all the listeners. I ran into a handful of listeners that listen to our show. And
anybody else that did you run into that was pretty big?
I ran into Dick Mumford.
There you go.
At the Rally Hotel up on the rooftop at an event that I got looped in with from some of my friends at Ramos. Shout out to Jim Hoven for bringing me upstairs to that party I should not have been at. And
well, word on the street was you were running the party. So who am I believing? Who do I believe?
You got bad information.
I'm not getting invited to the game. I don't get invited to the rooftop.
It just all kind of worked out that way.
Okay. This is why you go on these adventures by yourself, though, because you don't know what you're going to get into. And honestly, you organically fall into things you'll never fall into just because it's just you.
Yeah, and I think there's something to that as well.
I wish I could go alone, too, but my wife is always going to want to do something. If not, my son and my daughter want to be dragged along with me. So I need some pointers on how I can get rid of them so I can just roam around.
Well, I'll school you up during the break.
All right.
But I had a great time at the game. Ended up leaving in like the 8th inning, going to a cigar bar, hanging out, smoking a cigar, and then Ubered home. But the Rockies lost, 10-1.
Yeah, that was brutal.
And really, and I have a question about this here in just a second, but really, it was one bad inning. The rest of the game, and obviously there's a lot to be desired offensively with this club. We talked about this last week.
They're struggling.
And I don't think that's going to be, there's some fast fix here, right? Like the lacking offense. That's probably going to be a season-long challenge to get over game by game. But it's never good when the pitching coach is coming out having a meeting with you 7 minutes into the game on opening day.
I'll tell you this, Lorenzen, we were hyping him up as we were supposed to. Like, hey man, it's a great start for him. And little did we know that he struggled at Coors Field. And sure enough, we're talking about the game. We have the game on a little laptop in the code, Z. If you want to know what we were doing, we had a job to do in the code, but we were watching the game, and Lorenzen was just giving up these runs over and over. And you looked up, and there was like 7 runs in the first inning.
Yeah.
It was already over.
Yep, it felt like it. It felt like it. But Coors Field was still a party, and this is kind of what it is, right? But if you look back at the weekend. Right, you have that one bad inning, and then you have a 1-run loss on Saturday, and then a 4-1 win on Sunday. And so, look, I am not going to blow bubbles at a professional baseball team, but considering the expectations that we had coming in, Phil, this was one of the worst teams in the history of the sport. This was a team that had the highest ERA in the history of ERA. That goes back to 1913. So I think we have to ask ourselves, and we're going to continue to have these conversations, what was your expectation a week and a half ago? And we were looking for competent and competitive.
That's it.
That's what they were over the weekend. Save for the first inning on opening day, a Saturday's loss felt like some of those losses in Miami, where it was 2-1, 4-3, 4-3. Again, there's one bad game against the Blue Jays, right? Outside of this, I mean, the team has been scrappy, competitive, and competent.
And honestly, Z, that's all I'm looking for. But the thing about humans is we always want more.
Sure.
So, like, right now I'm saying that's all I want. I want us to be competitive. 8th, 9th inning, have a chance to win. That's exactly what we're doing. But then as time goes on, if we're in these games, which I hope we are, and you're in there and you have that chance, but you keep losing, then you're going to start getting mad at that. I found myself Saturday night. All right, Chase Dollander had a great outing. Right?
He did.
Played a little over 4 innings, did his part, had 6 strikeouts. I think he pitched over 70 times, had 49 strikes. So, like, he did his thing. It was good to see that. Those are the flashes that we're looking for from a young pitcher. And it was at Coors Field where he struggled last year. So that was good to see. But we're in the game and you're in the bottom of the ninth inning with an opportunity to win. You end up striking out. And I'm sitting there kind of mad. And I had to kind of tell myself, like, look, this is what's going to happen. This is the Colorado Rockies this year. They're going to have some good moments. They're going to have a lot of bad moments. But as long as they stay in the fight and have a chance to win, like, that's what I asked for. So I'm getting what I'm asked for. And then we end up winning on Sunday. We end up winning. So, like, it was good to see that. So the Rockies are taking baby steps. And you're seeing flashes from the rotation, right? You're seeing flashes from someone like TJ Rumfield and Dolander, who had a great outing. Like, that's what I want to see moving forward.
Well, so at the end of the day, you know, they lose on Saturday 2-1. You're saying you're watching it.
Yeah.
Are we good with moral victories?
As of right now, yes.
With this club specifically, from the depths that they're trying to crawl out of, for right now, like a 2-1 loss, it's like, okay.
As long as like I said, the young guys are flashing and they're showing consistency. Ezekiel Tovar is doing well, right? As long as he can stay healthy. Which, by the way, I didn't see him in any lineup. Maybe I'm wrong, so we have to look that up.
For tonight?
For tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to check on that. That's what I want to see this year. It's like building that foundation.
Sure.
And, of course, at times you are going to have to win some of these games. You're going to have to pull out some of these games for me to be more optimistic. But, yeah, Z, I'm okay right now as long as we're in that fight.
Yeah, well, you're 9 games into the season, and there's been really one game that's been kind of a laugher, and that was the opening day, 10-1. Now, there's a 5-1 loss to the Blue Jays. Okay. But everything else has been tight. And by the way, in terms of run differential, Dante, what did we figure out that earlier today that the Rockies, in terms of run differential, have this? There's how many
tied for 13?
Tied for 13th in Major League Baseball in run differential. So they've been competitive. All right. Again, I'm not going to misrepresent what they've been. Right. They're 3-6. But if you were like us and you were looking for a competent and competitive product,
that's the start.
That's what we've got here through the first week and a half of the season. So I'm going to continue to be open-minded and receptive to some of the dynamics that we're talking about here. No one's projecting the Rockies are going to go, win 80 games or 70 games. But it looks and feels a lot different than it has been in recent years. And for right now, 9 games in, I will take that. I will take that. All right, this is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive, powered by Regen RX. Woo! Rolling downhill with great speed on a Monday. We'll leave that Rockies conversation where it lies. Although I would tell you real quick, opening day.
Yeah. You got the glizzy hot dog.
I did. No.
Put it all in your mouth, right?
No. File that under things that did not happen. I had a grand old time. I was sitting by myself in the 13th row of section 117. I run into my buddy, who I haven't seen in quite a while. His name's Philly Nick. He's Nick from Philly. Call him Philly Nick. And he said, "Hey, come over and sit with us. We have a seat. We're just one section over from you." So I went over and sat with him. And I don't see the pitch. Come off the bat. But everyone in my section stands up and is like reaching up for a baseball that, judging by their body language, is like coming right at me. I look up and the sun is bright. And I can't find the ball. And what a haunting feeling of realizing a ball's coming your way. You can't find it because the sun is so bright, and it happened too quick for me to block out the sun.
Yeah.
The dude I was with reaches up and snatches the ball that I'm pretty sure was going to hit me in the head.
So he saved you.
Yes.
Why you sitting there smiling?
No, I was not smiling because, again, I realized everyone's reaching up around my head.
Yeah.
I can't see the ball, so my natural human instinct was to turn away from the ball and try to cover my head, turtle up a little bit.
Yeah, that's what happens every time I walk in here. Huh? That's exactly what you. That's exactly what you do. You put your hand in your lap.
Oh my gosh! No, so my man caught a ball.
That's crazy.
And maybe I'll post the pictures. And if you take a close look at my eyes, you'll realize that I was in no position to catch a flying baseball at my head.
You're feeling good.
I was feeling great. All right, so the Denver Nuggets. Man, what a weekend. What a game. What a matchup. You talk about a heavyweight fight between the Spurs and the Nuggets. Two of the four teams that I believe, along with OKC and Boston, can go and win the championship. Two of the four players that are going to finish top four in MVP and that play the same position. And it was so hysterically fun. A 136-134 come from behind victory to knock off the San Antonio Spurs, who were 27-2.
All they do is win, right? That's all they were doing is winning.
In their previous 29 games, they were mowing down the rest of the league. And it took someone like Denver to stop that bully.
So where you want to start with this? Because there's so much to talk about this game.
It's true.
So much. Like, what direction? Do we have to start with Jokic and what that man did?
We have to. We have to. Going for 40 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists. He became the first player in the history of NBA basketball to have a 40-point night with double-digit assists and 0 turnovers.
See, that's insane, man. It's insane. You're talking about Jokic, who struggled, by the way, with turnovers this year.
Definitely.
He's struggling, but for some reason, when it comes to someone like Wemby, and Wemby and Jokic got something going. Jokic seems like he's a little bit more playful than Wemby, but Wemby's irritated with what Jokic is doing.
Well, it was physical. I mean, they were all over the ground. Jokic was bleeding. Wemby was hitting his head off the floor.
But see, that's good. It's good for Wemby to see that Jokic is not messing around with him. And also letting Wemby know you are not there yet. When you have Jokic that's in his bag, that's so laser focused that he's not having any turnovers. He's scoring 40 points, but yet he's getting everybody involved. Like, it's a beautiful sight to see, and it's ensuring all of us, right? It's making me feel good that, hey, when Jokic is really playing and it's not against the Utah Jazz and it's against somebody that he truly respects, he's going to be ready to play. And that's the fun thing about this is Jokic figured out Wemby right now. I'm not saying that he's figuring him out in years to come. Like, Wemby's only going to get better. He's young. But as of right now, Jokic is going after Wemby. All right, he's playing Wemby's game, but doing a better job of it because he knows how to beat Wemby right now. And it's like, dude, if they find a way to play each other in the postseason,
give me Jokic. I
feel comfortable. Jokic is gonna find a way to beat him 7 out of 10 times because Wemby is still that great.
Yeah, no, and Wemby's fantastic. He's awesome. And it did take a couple games, to your point, of like downloading Wemby's game. And there was a moment down the backstretch of a game over a year ago, Wemby's second year in the league, where Jokic had the ball and the seconds are going 5, 4, and you got to take a shot. And the Nuggets were trailing by a point, and the team literally didn't get a shot off. And I hadn't seen that in the Jokic era, where you don't get a shot off when you have to score to win, and because they didn't, they lost. And the reason that Jokic was unable to get a shot off is he tried to pass it, and Wemby's length was so incredible, he tipped the ball. It was actually, I forget if it was ruled as a turnover or not, but it disrupted that final sequence of the game. And like Wemby, we've never seen anything like Wemby. Jokic has never seen anything like Wemby. Like, as sports fans, we've never seen a body like his have success.
What changed, Z? Like, what changed? Like, Wemby is still Wemby with the length and stuff, but yet Jokic was able to put 40 on that man.
Yeah.
What changed?
I think that, again, going back to what you said, I think it's just downloading what it takes to pull this off. And then it also takes stakes. That game had real stakes. And it was the final litmus test going into the playoffs that they were going to have. And I think that just his approach, you could see it in the first quarter, it was such a serious approach. So I think the seriousness and meeting the challenge that Wemby is, combined with downloading his game, led to really like one of the great Jokic games. And him hitting that shot, that Sombor shuffle.
Yes.
That the guy, like who invents a new shot? Like
Jokic.
You know, there's there's an old a biblical reference that says there's nothing new under the sun. Like there's only a couple times in the history of basketball where there's something new that gets introduced. James Harden would maybe be another one with the way that he played in the step back three. Yeah. We hadn't seen it to that degree ever. But for Jokic to invent a shot, to pull off against someone like Wemby, where you have to get a shot off, and then bury it. I mean, it was just an all-timer. What do you say about this guy? Like he is.
You can't say anything. Just admire.
Yes.
and sit there and be thankful he's on our team.
Yep.
Because at some point, this is the only thing I can think of. At some point, this man's going to retire.
Yep.
Because it's just how the game goes. And we're not going to see another guy like him. There will never be another Jokic.
Nope.
Maybe somebody comes in there and it could do things like him, but as consistent as that man has been for as many years.
So unique.
Dude, come on.
And that's what made the matchup unique in general, because we've never seen anything like Jokic, who is currently leading the league in rebounds and assists in the same season for the first time in the history of this game that Dr. James Naismith invented.
And he's probably not going to win the MVP.
Probably not going to win the MVP.
Crazy.
And we'll go over some of the latest straw poll stuff here in just a bit. But we've never seen anything like Jokic, and we've never seen anything like Victor Wembanyama. And watching them share that stage this past weekend and having the game unfold the way that it did and going into overtime and comeback fashion, it was just one of those, like, I'll be honest, sometimes I've been doing this so long that, like, I can get desensitized by it. But a game like that on Saturday awakens the fan in me.
Yes,
and
for sure.
It was just really unique. So Yoke, he is a one of none, and seeing him attack Wemby and going at his chest. So much of this season Jokic has spent on the perimeter. So much of this season has been attempted threes. And for him to say, I'm going down in my office and I'm going to work. And watching him attack the chest of Wembanyama and then recoil to get the shot off with Wemby's length, it was
well, you could see it in Wemby's
insane.
eye. Wemby's eyes told you everything you needed to know. Wemby didn't know what to do against Jokic. He was frustrated, especially there at the end when Jokic was able to get those shots off and Wemby shaking his head, looking at his teammates because there was some miscommunication on one of them. But it's like, for Wemby, it's like, what do you do with a man like this, with this much size, who's stronger? Because he's stronger than Wemby, stronger than him. He's smart, and Wemby's smart too. But right now, it's the vet savviness of Jokic that's getting over on Wemby, and even for the Spurs in general, right? You look at the Denver Nuggets and how they are. They have everybody that was the starting five have been in big time situations.
Championship
situations where you have the Spurs where they're just beginning. They're going to be good for a very long time. And Sean Payton has said it best, young and hungry is very dangerous. But also you have this young and hungry team that hasn't been to the mountaintop yet. They don't know what it feels like going up against a team full of experienced basketball players that know how to take it to another level. And that showed throughout that game. Spurs were winning for majority of the game. I think it was like 87% of the time.
Sure.
Right? I think
sounds
that's
right.
what it was.
Yeah, sounds right.
And then all of a sudden, the Nuggets were able to flip that switch and make the big shots when they matter the most, something that the Spurs were not able to do. They tightened up.
Yep, they did tighten up. That's a perfect way to say it, and this is why that I've repeated this silly phrase for years and years and years, even going back to doing radio in Albany, New York. It's the accumulation of scars. It matters. I haven't seen anyone defy it yet. Not Michael Jordan, right? They were roadblocked by the Detroit Pistons for a handful of years. Shaq and Kobe, they had to go through the climb and accumulate those scars against the Utah Jazz. LeBron James, going up against the Boston Celtics, and the roadblock that at the start of his career, there's no microwaving experience and big time game experience. And the Spurs will not win the NBA championship this year for the same thing that you saw in the second half of that game and getting tight. And then once the game went into overtime, I was certain the Nuggets were walking away with a win. And one team has been through the fire and the other team hasn't. And fire forges some of the hardest metals in the world. And you can't snap your fingers and just say, okay, now we have it. And so they're coming. I believe the Spurs are going to win a championship together. That group of Victor Wembanyama and Devin Vassell and Stefan Castle specifically, to go with De'Aaron Fox and Champagnie, those guys are great, and they're well coached, and they're going to win.
Just not now.
Just not now.
Just not now.
Just not now. And so the next layer of this has to be Aaron Gordon, who, we were having some big picture conversations about AG last week and the lack of availability, and nothing that happened over the weekend changes some of those big picture health conversations. But man, this dude is a warrior. We know he's not 100%, but the value that he brings to the table, what he represents, it can't be replicated by any other Denver Nugget. And the fact that this guy defensively, down the stretch of the game, in the biggest high leverage moments, transitioned from guarding De'Aaron Fox, one of the shiftiest guards in the league, and forcing an air ball and a shot clock violation, and to have the next sequence him guarding Victor Wembanyama, and you have that versatility, man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It is so unique. It is so rare. Aaron Gordon's jersey at a certain point in time needs to hang from the rafters of Ball Arena forever.
But see, this is why we always say, hey, we're not winning a championship without Aaron Gordon.
No way.
And even with Aaron Gordon being banged up, because he was limping around in that game.
He was.
He had to leave for a second, comes back, but he's just an Iron Man. He's strong. You know, and I say Iron Man, I shouldn't say that because that usually means that you stay healthy, you do all that. But you know what I mean. For AG, he's strong mentally, physically, he's strong. He finds ways to get people off their game, and it's only going to get better. And hopefully Peyton Watson can come help complement him so he doesn't have to always do all the heavy lifting, because that will wear on him as time goes on, because he is having to switch up to different type of players. Very long, the long wingspan of Wemby in his game, and then Fox on the other side, like this fast, twitchy. Like, it's hard to do, but it's showing us all why he's so important to this team. He's a glue guy that if you don't have him a part of this, you don't win.
Nope. So he was masterful. Just excellent. There's no way you walk away with that win without Aaron Gordon. But there's like 6 other guys you could say that about too. Like Christian Braun. This guy who, faced a defense on Saturday that, look, there have been a bunch of nights, and it's actually most nights, that it's like, okay, the lesser of two evils is to let Christian Braun shoot if you're in a moment of like, who am I going to close out on or something like that.
LeBron was mad.
Yeah, he was. And the Lakers. Yes, yep. Saturday was the first time, to the degree that we saw it this season, where the Spurs guarded Christian Braun the way that he's going to be guarded in the postseason. And not only did they let him shoot, they dared him to shoot. They had it by their actions that our best case scenario for any offensive possession from the Nuggets is to let Christian Braun shoot the basketball.
Which can't feel good if you're CB.
No.
Right? Like,
it's so disrespectful,
it's
really.
It's very disrespectful, saying I'm the weakest link. So why, Z? Why now, though? Tell me why. Why, for Christian Braun, all of a sudden, he just decided, I want to shoot today. I'm going to be very aggressive. I don't care if I miss a couple shots, because, by the way, he missed his first 2 shots.
He did miss his first 2 shots.
He continued to shoot. Why was that? Where did that confidence all of a sudden come out of?
So I'm not sure about where the confidence was coming from, but I do think it's like an intersection of a couple things happening. And we talked about the dynamic that I'm going to bring up just a couple weeks ago. I told you it was the pregame of the Nugs, and I was having a conversation with Chris Marlowe, voice of the team. Shout out. Legendary sports broadcaster in our market. We were having the conversation, and when you're struggling the way that Christian's struggling this year, the recipe to fix it isn't to shoot less. It's to shoot more. You've got to get more shots up. That's the only way that you're going to build a rhythm. And I think that the fact that the Spurs egregiously left him open purposefully, it leads to a bunch of shots because you have to shoot. And because if not, you can't be on the floor. You literally cannot be on
your liability
the floor. Totally. And so what's worse than missing the shot is not taking it. So I think that you have this like confluence of things happening where a guy has been really struggling this year from threes, shooting 30%. Okay, the line of a good shooter in the NBA is 10% higher than that, in 40%. So it's been a bad year.
It's been a bad one
for CB. But you have this intersection of the style that the defense is playing against you, and what does that mean? That means you get to take a ton of shots, and for the ones that went in, there was no hesitation. And Christian is a thinker before he shoots, and you can't think. Like, look at Tim Hardaway Jr. He needs to borrow that style.
Oh, that man, Tim Hardaway Jr., he's going to shoot no matter what.
No matter what. And so CB's not like that. CB always wants to make the right play. But the right play in that style of defense is to shoot it every single time. And so it's not a mistake that he attempted a career-high 11 threes. It's not a mistake that he made 5 of them. And I hope that that what happened on Saturday with him specifically, and this dynamic that is going to be almost ever present here starting in 2 weeks, he stacks these moments in his library and is able to draw from these moments from a confidence standpoint, as Sean Payton will tell you, confidence is born from demonstrated ability, and he demonstrated that ability on Saturday afternoon.
But see, here's the issue now, though, Z. Postseason's getting ready to start. You're telling all of us, and I believe you, man. I believe you. You're telling all of us that they're going to sag off of Christian Brown, let him shoot.
Yep.
So you're in the postseason. They're letting CB shoot. CB's shooting 30%. So he gets in those games, he starts missing them. What happens next? If they just let him shoot, and it's like, hey, you have to shoot because you have no chance, no choice. You don't want to just force it to Jokic or Jamal and get it intercepted, and now you have a turnover. So, like, what do you do then if his shot's not on? Peyton Watson's banged up right now. We don't know when he's coming back, if he's coming back here before the postseason. I believe he will. But it's like things like that are going through my head for David Alderman. How do you adjust to that then?
It's a good question. I don't have the answer for you.
Well, damn.
You know, I think that, I'll try to attempt it because I don't know the future, right? So I don't know if, but this is why I brought up about 2 weeks ago to you. I'm not so sure that Christian Brown, who is signed up for a $120 million contract, is going to be playable in high leverage moments down the stretch of games. I know he's going to start for the Nuggets. I don't know if they're going to trust him to finish games for the Nuggets. And that's where it's like if Peyton Watson is healthy, it could be P-Watt, who has been significantly better from three, if it will be him closing games. And so if he's struggling, you can't let hang in the balance a playoff win or a loss, which is a series win or a loss.
Yeah.
To someone who is shooting 30% on nights where he doesn't have it down the stretch. Nights where he has it, you got to go. You don't have to, but you can go with him. On nights where he doesn't, you got to make a pivot because 30% is 30%, and these teams are going to play the percentages, and hope that it bears out throughout the course of the series. And this was the Russell Westbrook thing. It's like there'll be nights where Russell is going to make some threes, and he's going to scream, and everyone's going to feel great about it. People like you.
I knew you were going to say that.
And
he's like, come on, Russ. People praying on your downfall like ZB.
But what these teams and organizations do, they will bet on the math playing out over the course of a 7-game series.
Which they did with Russ.
They did.
And it worked in their favor.
It did ultimately. And so, yeah, but it's a dynamic. But in terms of where we are now, man, Christian was so massive.
It was fun to watch.
It was so
finally
fun.
Had that confidence, stepping into his shot, making the threes. Even when he missed the first two of the game, kept going at it. You know, Cam Johnson's another one. We didn't really talk about him just yet.
He was so big. But before we move to
Go
Cam,
ahead.
I just want to play Christian. No one knows this better than Christian. This whole dynamic of what we're talking about. This is a CB after the game.
I think that's just how certain teams guard. You know, they pick a player, and obviously you have so much talent. You know, in that starting lineup, they typically pick me. So there's a lot of games, especially in the playoffs, that's going to be the case. I mean, I obviously expect that and know that. So I'm just going to continue to do what I'm doing.
Again, no one knows it better than him. Because when you're standing on an NBA court and no one's near you, you're the mark. So,
yeah, I don't want to be that guy.
No, everyone's like well aware. Like they want you to be open. But Cam Johnson.
Cam Johnson, man.
Another game. He was brilliant.
You know what? You've been on this. Now, I've been halfway in, halfway out on Cam Johnson because I was sold this dream of Cam Johnson at the beginning of the year by you, ZB, and Drew, who, by the way, left because he had to go do something for his kid, man. So, you know, I'm not going to give him too much crap. But I was waiting to see that from the start with Cam Johnson, see? Him having these big moments, coming down with these three-point shots when it matters the most, and that wasn't the case. As a matter of fact, it was the opposite, where it's like, man, is this guy playable come the postseason? Because he was having a rough patch. But then all of a sudden, time went on. He started to build that chemistry. The confidence started to come. He actually said something. Remember when he said that he needs to relax a little bit more.
Yes.
I don't know the exact words, but after he said that, and he said that this is just basketball, it's fun.
Yep, I need to have fun and hoop.
He's been better off, and now he's coming up in big-time situations. 4-point shot that he had, right against the
Spurs.
Spurs
that was
the other day.
That's the biggest shot of his season.
Biggest shot, but then also AG assisted him on the 3-point shot. Was that in overtime?
It was.
I want to say in overtime. Like those shots are big time. That's building confidence, but also it's helping space that floor out for Jokic.
No, totally. Cam Johnson, he's been really, really good, and he's been really, really good for a while now. Was it a slow start to the season? Yes.
Very slow, Z. You got to say very slow.
It was a very slow start.
There we go.
He was a new member of the team. You know, there's a lot of chatter around him, and it picked up. It got louder and louder, right? We had people on our own station saying, this guy needs to be benched. This guy stinks, end quote.
Yeah, that sounds like some Will Peterson would say.
That is our guy, Will.
Like that.
That is our guy, Will. But when I was saying through that time period, just give it time. This guy, I'm basing this projection and this belief on a career. This guy's had a great career. And so ultimately, water has found its level. And Cam Johnson's been great. There's no way you win without Cam Johnson on Saturday. That 4-point play was the biggest shot of his season. It's one of the biggest shots of anyone on the season. And so you got to give him his flowers. And then you hope he can take it to another level from a confidence and assertion standpoint. And I think that we will. I thought that was a big game, a big day for him on Saturday. But then you look up, even through all the consternation about Cam Johnson, the guy's shooting 43% from three. Dante, can you pull up where that ranks in the NBA right now? Because it has to be a top 10 number from someone with volume like Cam Johnson, who takes 5 of these a night. So great for Cam Johnson. I mean, just all around. Jamal, we haven't talked about Jamal.
We haven't, man. He kind of was quiet at the beginning of the game and then picked it up as time went on. In the big-time moments, the clutch situations, when Jamal's supposed to show up, he showed up.
He did. In the clutch, Jamal was there. Now, there was big swaths of the game where you didn't feel Jamal.
No.
And I don't think it's the best matchup for Jamal. And it's for the same reason for someone like Anthony Edwards has a lot of success against him. Oklahoma City has a lot of success. They have big, physical, young, athletic guards to chase him. And in this case, it was mostly Stephon Castle, who is 6'6", 215, 21 years old, can run for days, and it is incredibly passionate about playing defense.
Sounds like me.
And so he just...
I was like, thank you, man.
6'6", not 5'6". So the way that Castle just crawls into Jamal, he takes away all of his airspace. So it's actually hard. Like, if you're watching the game, like, they had a hard time setting screens for Jamal because Castle, he's living in his jersey. So there's like not a lot of room to actually set a good screen. It's the same way with those guys that I just mentioned. Anthony Edwards, Lou Dort, Alex Caruso. They're all cut from the same cloth. And so, but I'll say this. So it's not a great matchup for Jamal.
Well, tell me this before you go on. You say it's not a great matchup. But this very much could be what happens in the postseason, the playoffs for the Nuggets, right? The Nuggets could play the Timberwolves, the Spurs, and OKC. Mm-hmm. So are we ever going to see a good game from Jamal if that's the case?
Yeah, I think you'll see good games. I just don't know if you'll see like wholesale success throughout the course of a series. Now, just because I think that's true doesn't mean that in the biggest moments the ball's still not in his hands, and he hit some big shots down the stretch of that game. So you don't win without Jamal. I just think on a possession-by-possession basis, those kind of matchups for him are not ideal. That's all. What else there? And then Jonas Valanciunas was good off the bench.
I liked him. He was a lot more aggressive, man. Rebounds, getting into Wemby when he was asked to.
Yep.
Dunking the ball. Like, it was good to see JV kind of get involved a little bit more because he's another one. He may not play a lot in the playoffs, in the postseason. So, like, it was good to see him do that. Maybe he's trying to fight for some time, show David Adelman he's ready for at least a couple minutes.
Yeah. That was at least encouraging. And then Julian Strawther coming off the bench and making multiple threes, right? He didn't play a ton, 11 minutes, and he's probably not going to play a ton. But in a game you win by 2, how big are those 6 points? You know, and that's a guy that even from his days at Gonzaga, last year in the second round against Oklahoma City, if he gets opportunities, he does not coil when the lights get brighter. Like, he becomes like I'm not going to say the best version of himself because we haven't seen it consistently, but I mean,
he tries.
Yeah.
You know, he's going to shoot his shot.
There's no doubt. Okay. I have to be a little bit critical of Adelman. All right. I'll do that. Also, what did we make of the final straw poll for NBA MVP? We'll pass those results along to you coming up next.
The Avalanche are built to chase a Stanley Cup, but Colorado's biggest question mark is sitting right in the blue paint. With Wedgwood, the goaltending looks solid. With Blackwood, every shot feels like a coin flip. The Avs are the favorites. The roster's loaded. The window's open. But the cup run might come down to the one thing they can't predict. The goaltending.
How can you feel confident moving forward with Blackwood in the back of your mind, knowing that kind of performance is working?
You can't. I think that part of you has fooled yourself into believing, hey, man, he's played really well. You know, he's like 4 starts in a row or 3 starts in a row, and he's played really good behind. No, I don't see a guy that has great confidence back there, that feels like the team has great confidence in him. I feel like that's a guy that they're trying to pump up. They're trying to give him confidence.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question here soon. And if that is the case, then you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. Whether you're starting your next chapter with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrate a new milestone, or finally just doing something special for yourself for once, because all of us deserves to have something special happen in our life. Imagine this, the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secret to the business with you, but they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself, and then, of course, the ones you love, by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers. Located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue, and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you when you step through one of those doors.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
For many of us, it's happened before. Your hair is thinning, crowns disappearing. Maybe the hair loss has you feeling your identity is lost altogether. The solution that worked for me, it's an incredible yet simple one-day treatment that starts growing your own natural hair the very next day. And it's guaranteed to grow for life. It's the Advanced FUE from Advanced Hair. We've all seen the pills and lotions that come with monthly subscriptions. They help retain what you have, but what if you want your own natural hair permanently in specific areas? From Advanced Hair's state-of-the-art facilities to world-class Dr. Tanya Paul's, it's not maybe your hair will regrow, it's guaranteed that your new hair will grow. You decide how much, how thick, and where. It's why Advanced Hair is the winner of Westward's Best of Denver. For your free consultation, $250 off and 250 free hair grafts, call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Looking for a way for your hard-earned money to work hard for you? Open a 13-month CD at 3.75% APY from Ent Credit Union, soon to be Wings Credit Union. With a minimum deposit of only $500, a 13-month term, and a guaranteed annual percentage yield of 3.75%, your future self will thank you. But hurry, this special rate is only for a limited time. Get started today at ent.com/CD special. Rate accurate as of March 1st, 2026 and subject to change without notice. Insured by NCUA.
Hey guys, looking for TRT that's flexible enough for your lifestyle? Head to Low T Center, the #1 name in TRT. Choose from testosterone shots, pills, or enclophamy. You can get your treatment in clinic or have testosterone shipped right to your door front. You can even choose self-pay or insurance coverage for the payment option that works best for you. Boost energy, increase confidence, and bring back the heat in the bedroom. Book a free T test now at fixmylowt.com. That's fixmylowt.com. ClarksonDental.com.
If you're considering sedation dentistry and want to learn more about it, Clarkson Dental can help. When it comes to your health, you want to make sure you know all the details. The highly trained professionals at Clarkson Dental have your answers. Learn more at coloradosedation.com.
The Colorado Auto Show is driving fun.
New cars, classics, exotics, overlanding vehicles, and test drives.
All in one place.
It's Friday through Sunday, Colorado Convention Center.
ColoradoAutoShow.com.
At Common Spirit Health, we don't just see a cancer diagnosis. We see you, and you don't have to do this alone. We believe you should be surrounded by your people, so you can keep them close while you get care close to home. Supported by our care team from diagnosis to treatment and beyond, and strengthened by treatment tailored to you. Because there's no one-size-fits-all approach to cancer care. Find cancer care with human kindness close to you at mountain.commonspirit.org.
Hey, it's Zach here for 5280 Exteriors. Wildland Urban Interface is the new Colorado standard. It could affect your next siding, decking, roofing, or window project. 5280 Exteriors can help you identify your fire risk zone, stay compliant, and protect your home.
When you've been hurt after a traumatic car crash, you don't need a sales pitch from an attorney with big promises and a loud voice. You need a team who fights for real results fast. That's why so many across the country choose the Berg Simpson Law Firm. Berg Simpson is nationally recognized, but is local right here in Colorado. So give us a call and let our team fight for the results you deserve today.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, bottom half of hour number 4 here on a Monday. And I want to get to a couple things. One, the final straw poll came out for NBA MVP. All right, since the last time we were together, Phil, I want to take a look at the results of that because I think it's I just want
gospel. Huh.
No, it's not the gospel, but it's
close.
Pretty damn close. Like I think for 7 years in a row, it's not only predicted the winner of the award, but it's also predicted the exact order that the votes will fall, which may be a little bit different this year for reasons that we'll talk about. Real quick, I have to get something off my chest, though, as it relates to David Adelman. Okay.
Yes. You say you have to be critical of a man.
Yes.
DA.
And so, look, I wasn't thrilled about the Adelman hire just in general. I did not think that it was the most prudent plan as an organization to entrust the second half of Nikola Jokic's prime to someone who's never done the job before. I just fundamentally didn't agree.
Understandable.
But he also made a decision that I really didn't like after he was already hired, when he hired J.J. Barea and Jared Dudley, two guys who were elevated to a role that they never had before. A lot of times throughout NBA history, when a younger coach is hired and it's a little bit premature, one of the first things that he does is hire a veteran coach on his staff.
Somebody that they can lean on.
Yeah. And so there was a moment in the game, and I don't want to get carried away with this, but it warrants criticism despite the win. So there was a jump ball called, all right, and Bruce Brown, right before the jump was called, he tweaked his ankle a little bit. Nothing crazy, but he left the court, okay? The NBA has a rule that if there's a jump ball and you leave the court, you cannot re-enter the game at any point. And the reason that they do that is because if we had a jump ball and say there's 5 minutes left and it's a tie game and the possession is massive, and we have a jump ball, you and I.
Yeah.
All right? And let me localize it to me. If I have a jump ball with someone else and I'm going to be outmatched from an athleticism standpoint, size standpoint, it's a huge possession, I can fake something and we can bring someone off the bench who is gives you a better chance to win the jump ball.
Which would be me.
Which would be you, sure.
Gotcha.
So what the league does from preventing that stuff of happening, they say, okay, if you want to make a change after the jump ball, 1, you can't come back into the game. And 2, you don't get to pick who does the jump ball. The other team gets to pick. So there was a jump ball with Bruce Brown on Saturday that he leaves the court and he comes right back. They just retaped his ankle. He comes right back and tries to check into the game, and they're like, you can't enter the game. That's the rule. And by the way, the Spurs chose Tyus Jones to come in and do the jump ball. All right, so that's why Tyus Jones, it says he plays 2 minutes, because the Spurs picked him to come off the bench.
Damn.
Because Tyus Jones isn't very big, and you know you're going to win the jump ball, right? And so you just have to know that rule. And I'm honest, like, I'm pretty surprised that the head coach of the Denver Nuggets or his assistants,
I was going to say,
did not, like, that was not top of mind of like, hey, dude, because he only played 11 minutes, Bruce Brown.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if you come out of this game, right, like, you can't go back in.
Yeah, it's a big rule. That's a big rule.
It's a rule you have to know as a head coach at the highest level of basketball.
You must know. I mean, it's just like different football rules where a lot of people don't know, but a special teams coach could get fired if you don't tell your players that if a kick is getting ready to go out of bounds, but it's in between, all right, and you step 1 foot out of bounds and 1 foot inbounds, and as long as you don't touch the ball yet and you establish both feet out of bounds and inbounds and you catch the ball, it's a flag on their kicking team. So now you get, as a receiving team, you get more yards out of it. It's a penalty. Well, if you don't tell your players that and they do it or they don't do it, it can end up with a scenario which is bad, which I think happened with the Denver Broncos this year, where RJ tried to attempt to do it, didn't get it done.
That's right.
All right, and end up being a bad situation. A special teams coach can get fired for not telling the players the rules.
Yes. So like a special teams coach in that scenario, you just have to know that rule.
You gotta know it.
And so, like, dude, like, what if that happened with Jokic, like, in a playoff game? Like, again, I'm like looking at these guys like, guys, I'm a radio host.
Well, I hope Jokic would know that rule, though.
Right.
Jokic doesn't know the rule.
Maybe, but it doesn't come up a lot.
Yeah.
But it's a rule you have to know. And so I'm looking at them like, holy smokes, like, there's no excuse for you not knowing that rule. So Bruce Brown never gets to check back into the game. He plays 11 minutes, and luckily they won the game without him. But and then I also like, I'm not going to get on his case too much because I can be more.
Well, the thing is, if you're not critical right now, and he's not critical with himself, it may end up hurting the Denver Nuggets in the postseason.
Correct.
Like when it matters the most.
Correct.
Because if you didn't know that rule now and you go into the postseason and you do that, now everybody's on your head, and you could be fired because of that.
It would be embarrassing. I already think it's embarrassing, to be honest with you. Like that was a big game on Saturday, and you lost one of your players for the game because you didn't know a rule. So it didn't cost them, but I think it's still fair criticism to have. And the other thing I was going to say, not to pile on, is him after the game saying, a game against the Utah Jazz counts the same.
Yeah, that pissed you off, man.
And I just like huh? So like you just coached in that playoff environment against an MVP candidate and a team that went 27-2 in their last 29 games. You win it in overtime in dramatic fashion, but it means the same to you as, I don't know. It's
He's
like
just playing cool, man. Making sure his players understand that, hey, look, a tanking team and beating them is the same as beating a team that could win the championship.
Like that's just insane to me. I think it's you're being too literal.
Yeah.
And it's like, not my favorite. All good. So the final straw poll. What do we make of the final straw poll? This is Tim Bontemps, all right, who's been doing this. This is the ninth iteration of the straw poll, and ninth year in a row, rather. And he polls 100 NBA media members, Phil, and this thing has been nails, especially the final straw poll. So this was conducted between Monday and Wednesday of last week, all right? SGA had 88 of the 100 first-place votes.
So it's like he's winning by a landslide.
He's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, SGA, which, I mean, Michael Malone said the exact same thing, and people were really upset with him. I don't know how you felt about that. You have a lot of respect for SGA. I picked SGA to win the MVP. I'm rethinking things, though, after watching Jokic dominate Wemby. I mean, maybe I can get a spot with you, Z. I'm not bending the knee or two knees like you are, but I'll be right there on the side.
Well, look, it's not a shocker that SGA was winning this, even by a landslide, okay? The Oklahoma City Thunder are a 62-win team, and he can become, SGA, the first guard in NBA history to average over 30 points on 55% shooting. What I do give pushback on, though, is the fact that Wemby supplanted Jokic as the runner-up in the final straw poll. Wemby had 8 first-place votes. Jokic had just 3. The most likely position Jokic had was third-place votes, with 52 of the 100 votes went to him going to third place.
Come on now. That one's a little wild.
What I'm hoping, and I know your head's in the same spot, what I'm hoping is there's some swing votes that people are not sure last week on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday when they voted on this. They weren't sure, but they said, I'm going to go with Wemby.
Yeah.
But then you saw the heavyweight fight on Saturday, and one guy was the best version of himself when the game was on the line repeatedly, and the other guy wasn't.
Wemby's coming, or he may be here, but he's not there. He's not on Jokic's level just yet. Jokic needs to at least be runner-up. The man's putting together a historic season, and we say that every single year, but it's true. This man deserves to at least be runner-up. Honestly, he deserves to win the damn thing. He won't, because everybody is so tired of talking about Jokic, and they're so numb to him. But coming in third to Wemby after beating Wemby's butt? Come on, guys. Come on.
We'll see if there's some 50-50 votes that swing back towards Jokic when this thing is actually voted on. So 4 games left in the season at this point for Denver, and but that was a biggie on Saturday. There's no doubt about it. Okay, did I have that right? 4 games left? Is it 4?
4 games, yeah.
Tonight? Yeah, 4 games left tonight against Portland. Memphis on Wednesday. I'll be at that game. Friday hosting OKC. We'll see who they play. And then the final game of the season is in 6 days.
And that's the Spurs, right?
On the road.
And the Spurs may be resting their guys by that time.
Yeah. All right. We'll leave that where it lies. The odds are out for what position the Broncos will draft in 18 days. We'll tell you what the odds makers think that is most likely coming up next.
Get ready, Broncos country. This is the event you've been waiting for. Join Peyton Manning, Emmanuel Sanders, Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Aqib Talib, TJ Ward, and Coach Gary Kubiak as they reunite to relive their legendary Super Bowl 50 run. It's Night of Champions, a live, unforgettable show packed with stories, memories, and a behind-the-scenes look at one of the greatest seasons in NFL history. And Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan wants you to be there. Enter now for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets at DenverSports.com/champions. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime night with the heroes of Super Bowl 50.
What is going on, fellas? Phillip Lindsay here with my guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. And guys, if you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, otherwise known as ED, then you need to go see my friends right now. Because ED is an intimacy destroyer. And research out there shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. And guys, nobody's partner should be blaming themselves. This is all on you. Go get it treated. My guys at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic are here to help you out because their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. And some of the treatments that they have will have you lasting an hour or even more if you have that much stamina. What you have to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, which will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They have 5 locations as well to serve you. So guys, stop messing around and go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to CarShield.com. That's CarShield.com today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry buys, sells, and services pre-owned Rolex, Cartier, and all luxury Swiss watches. So if you're looking to make a change in your watch collection or just looking to sell, come to Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry.
Matthews Fine Watches and Jewelry, located in the Highlands Ranch Town Center or online at MatthewsFineWatches.com.
The cost of living isn't just high, it's exhausting. If you've been leaning on credit cards lately just to cover the basics like groceries, gas, and utility bills, you're essentially paying a survival tax of 20% interest or more. Why keep handing your hard-earned paycheck to the big banks when you could keep it for your family? My friends at American Financing have a better way. They're helping homeowners tap into their equity to pay off high-interest debt with mortgage rates currently in the 5s. On average, American Financing is saving their customers $800 a month. That's nearly $10,000 a year back in your pocket. It's not just a loan, it's a total financial reset. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to talk to a salary-based mortgage consultant. Here's the kicker. Start today, and you could even delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5s start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Jacob's Law and 303 Law 4040. I want to tell you about one of the cases I'm most proud of. And it's not because the number is eye-popping, although it is. It's because the clients trusted us to get them justice, and we delivered for them. Our clients were a wonderful couple, weren't looking to get rich. In fact, they kept saying, Dan, we're not looking to set any records here. But they were seriously injured, and despite promising to take care of them, when it came time to do the right thing, the insurance companies played hardball. We set it for trial and wound up getting $8.5 million. Plus, my lovely wife, Kimberly, was able to get all of their medical bills wiped out, putting hundreds of thousands of extra dollars in the clients' pockets. We were proud to help because our clients were good-hearted people who deserved justice. We hope you never need us, but if you do, we are here to help at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to meet directly with me and my lovely wife, Kimberly. Save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. That's 303 Law 4040.
Hey, it's Stokely. Spring is here, but you know Colorado. Warm one day, chilly the next. And trust me, summer is coming in hot. Beat the rush with an early bird air conditioner tune-up and inspection for only $49 from ROX Rocks Heating and Air. They'll inspect your system and keep you cool when everyone else is scrambling. Call Rocks Heating and Air today and schedule your tune-up before the end of April. Now play that jingle.
HVAC service, installation, repair, ROX, Rocks, Heating and Air.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Listen up, Denver. This hour's keyword is sweater. SWEATER. Text sweater to 303-713-1043 right now, and you could win a $50 Dick's Sporting Goods gift card and qualify for the $1,000 grand prize. That's sweater to 303-713-1043.
By texting, you agree to receive an automated marketing message from Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Message and data rates may apply. For complete rules or to enter the keyword online, visit www.denversports.com/keyword.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on
And the NFL draft is 17 days away. I mean, we are right up against it here. And this will be our last week of talking regular season. And then it's on. Like, it's on. And
I'm ready for it, man. Like, we waited so long for these moments coming up here, for the Avs and the Nuggets.
Totally.
Right? It's just like, for you and for me, but you especially, you were really upset with the Dallas Star thing. We argued about that. There was a big time wound there that scarred over
Definitely.
for you, Z. So like now all of a sudden they're back in action for the Avs. Can they do it? Can they find a way to beat Dallas if they have to play Dallas? And then for the Nuggets, can they do it in general? Right, the starting five getting back together. The chemistry is starting to be built. Cam Johnson's doing his thing. CB looked damn good shooting from the outside shot, and let's see if that can be sustainable. And then for AG, can he stay healthy enough in 7-game series, right? These are going to be long series against some physical teams.
No doubt about it. But the draft is coming.
The draft is coming.
Make no mistake, and we're 18 days away from the second round, all right? And the odds are out. I was looking at this morning on DraftKings of the position that the Broncos will take with their first pick. Now, this applies to their second round pick, or if they moved up into the first round, same odds here. They have the most likely position, according to these odds makers, that linebacker, D-line, and edge rusher are the three most likely positions that the Broncos will draft in 18 days. Or 17 if they get back in the first. The odds are plus 250. That means if you bet $100 that the Broncos would draft a linebacker, a D lineman, or an edge player, and they did, you get your $100 back plus $250 in winnings. Will you co-sign that those are the three most likely positions that they'll draft, linebacker, D-line, and edge with their first pick?
George loves his defensive players, and rightfully so. Defense wins you championships, Z. I always tell you that, and I'm going to continue to say it. But also, when it comes to the Denver Broncos, they've been really good defensively. So, yeah, Z, I think that those three positions could be filled in the second round. My guessing is outside linebacker is where they're going to go. Justin Sternad, Alex Singleton. You need a third one to sit there, and just in case somebody goes down in the second round, you get an outside linebacker that could potentially start for you if he has to.
Yeah, next by the odds is offensive line at 4-1, followed by tight end at plus 425, and then it takes a huge leap to safety at plus 750. So a $100 bet would net you $750 in winnings. I think that's mispriced. I think there's a better chance than that they could pick a safety with their first pick. We will see how it all shakes out. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. Already have some fun topics planned out, but we're going to leave this where it is for now. Thanks for being here with us. We're going to step aside. It's Denver Sports Tonight with Mike Rice and Dante Gomez coming up next.
Every Nuggets game between now and the postseason feels like a balancing act. Do you push for seeding or protect the bodies that matter most? The core is championship tested. But if Denver wants another parade, they've got to answer the question nobody likes to say out loud. How hard do you push when your stars are nursing injuries? And how much can you risk before the playoffs even start?
You can't just shut these guys down till the postseason. Their first action of basketball from where we sit right now can't be in the NBA playoffs. I don't believe that. You're not going to make it out of the first round. You're not going to be ready.
But if they're not ready to play because of injury, let's just say that they're not fully healthy and they tweak something again that last game when the Thunder and the Spurs are not playing for anything, so they don't have guys out there.
Yeah.
Then we're sitting here saying, damn, we're really concerned now. I don't want to sit them, but I have no choice.
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Now is the best time to buy. Get ahead of the competition and get the deal you want on the home you really want. Maximize your savings with lowest rate for life, and if the market does improve, we can save you money without any additional lender fees or appraisal fees. We're here for you today and tomorrow and celebrating 30 years of helping homeowners with expanded approvals, low rates,